Blue coming to you live and direct from the stack. Smoke me out, fam, with some dankety dank shit. We're back at this again. I'm your boy Blue, like I said, and on my far right, mixing up on the ones and twos is Kronos.
Chilling in
Fucking
paradise.
fuck yeah. And on my far right, old in the world, old ninja.
Uh, what's up, y'all?
Back at it again, fellas. It's Wednesday.
I
Hump
feel like this
day.
intro was like very
Also,
low energy.
Black and Black time the video
I
today.
know.
Me
yeah,
and
I
me
had
and no
a
ninja messed this up.
yeah. I kind of my intro would have trolled Prodigy, but he's not here, so I was like, "Fuck."
Yeah.
I
Oh, you
think
gonna
it's
talk about his lover Ezra?
Jesus Christ.
no.
Yeah.
I could have no. I'm gonna troll him with that on something else. I
Oh yeah,
troll him
yeah.
on something else that he's also tinfoil hatted on, but
Oh
that's
well, I
neither.
haven't
Yeah.
watched. Yeah, I gotta watch the Stranger Things soon.
Yeah, and I know he wants to talk about it so bad, but he's just gonna get trolled real bad.
The my intro was for the boys are back on Amazon, and god damn, I can't wait to talk about the first episode because I got mixed feelings.
I can talk about part of the first episode.
I was
Yeah,
violated.
and why I couldn't watch the whole thing. But
Yeah.
anyway, let's see. I do some statistics. Listener of the week would be Just the Instinct. Thank you very much for listening so many times. We
Nice.
definitely appreciate it. And first in the chat would be Nobody So Far.
Oh no shit.
Oh, that's my favorite bot.
We are live though. I'm just saying.
Stitch, we
Awesome.
haven't heard from Stitch in a
Thank
while.
you.
Stitch is out there fucking changing the world,
Saving the
Yeah.
city.
saving the city. Doing some
Saving
PR
almost
shit.
a state because
Mm.
he's been all over the state.
Yeah, he was actually nearer to us. He was in Orange County here recently, but it's a little far from here. It's like 2-3 hours away.
Yeah,
So
Yeah.
that's
like
so
like 2
funny.
hours away. Yeah,
It's still a drive.
yeah. If it was like a weekend, I
Alright.
could do it, but I had to work. So
Oh,
For
no,
sure.
you usually have some malt liquor beverage for us.
This week, no.
nobody
I
died.
think I lost. I didn't see. Yeah, I didn't track anyone that caught like major attention. So nobody died. So there you go. Premium
I actually
prepared
got an
for this week.
RP.
Yeah.
This
Oh, you
one,
got RIP. Okay. Okay.
this one's actually very, very, very dear to my heart. Um, oh man, I don't even know how to start with this one, but Buffalo Bills and Hayward.
I knew you.
They
yeah.
decided to close their doors.
I knew you were
Yeah.
gonna say some shit. I thought you were gonna say your goldfish or some shit. I was like, hold up. I'm like, hold on. He's not too choked up.
No,
Come on.
but like Buffalo Bill was a bit of a staple. I mean, they were the first kind of microbrewery company in America, so they were kind of the original pioneers. Um, Actually, I'm drinking it. Well, I'm not drinking their beer right now, but I have their one of my favorite beers of all time is their pumpkin beer, which is this one here. As you can tell, I'm drinking it, and it's like the middle of summer. Usually, it comes out in like the fall time, but this is probably one of the best pumpkin beers you can get, like hands down. And one of my favorite drinks to make with this is pumpkin. It's pumpkin beer with a shot of Fireball whiskey, and if you can do a cinnamon rim around the glass, not the ass, but yeah, it's
Ah,
definitely
damn.
really good to try out. But yeah, they decided to kind of close their doors on Saturday, and hopefully, I'm hoping somebody else will buy them up. But like, yeah, this whole pandemic has been pretty hard on them. Like every time I would drive by, like their doors were always closed. But they've been around for like 80, not 80
They've
years.
been around since
I want to say 80 years. They've been
1983.
around for a very, very long
Yeah,
time. Yes,
1983. So yeah,
1983. So
but it was
yeah,
crazy because like even though
36 hours.
their doors were
36
sometimes closed during the
years.
pandemic, but they still sold food and stuff, and like they still did
Hmm.
deliveries, and they were one of the
They
first
have,
to like really open back up. So I was kind of surprised.
yeah, man, it sucks. I know actually some people that work there. I mean, they had like really good food. Like their burgers were the bomb. They had like this Tasmanian pizza or Tas pizza that was hella good. But their beers were like, mwah, they were really, 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 really great. They actually had they kind of had vegan burgers there too. Like they used the Beyond patties. I think they were, to me, they're the first company I saw that actually was using like alternative meat for their burgers, which is kind of cool. And their sweet potato wedges, oh damn, those things were, and their nachos. God, I really hope somebody picks some like takes over the company and picks up. But I'm kind of wondering what's going to happen to the beer actually, because I know they brew small batches of beer there, but they will usually have other companies kind of brew their beers. I think with Pyramid and Berkeley was open, they would brew their beers for them. So I don't know what's going to happen as far as the beer side of the house goes, but I really hope they continue making beer because they make really great beer. But yeah,
Yeah,
R.I.P. to Buffalo Bill.
and it's like it's really one of the anchors to like downtown Hayward. So if you go down B
Oh yeah,
Street, it's like one of the biggest places there. You know, it's like it's right there on the corner of B Street and like Foothill or whatever, which is kind of like used to be Mission, but now the whole area is kind of weird. But I mean, it's like it's right there. I was just really surprised that they closed down because like a lot of restaurants there kind of survived. A few restaurants down there closed, but like Buffalo Bills, I thought was going to survive. The Bistro survived; they're still thriving. Brats and Brew survived. It's a few others too. I'm just really surprised because yeah, they sold beer, the whole time, and they had takeout food and stuff like that to when the pandemic first started. So yeah, I hope somebody buys it up because it didn't sound like when I read it, it sounded like he was willing to like kind of sell the business, and so I hope
yeah,
somebody buys it because I mean it could definitely be hopefully profitable there. I don't know what their whole business situation looked like, but downtown Hayward on the weekends is pretty hopping.
B Street. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
because
yeah.
there's so many like breweries, not just breweries. There's so many like bars and places to eat there that are open relatively late for the East Bay. And it's like BART is right there. It's easy to get back home and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's a shame.
Hmm. I don't know
Yeah.
downtown
I
Hayward that well.
they
I
will be
just know
missed.
that that's
Well,
where the bistro is, and that's like the jumping point for
Also,
SF
Beer
Beer
Week.
Week.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, because that's where we should usually because it's mainly because Cronus lived like down the street from there at the time, so
Yeah,
he
well,
would start there, and
yeah.
we'd meet up with him, and we'd literally walk to Bart, and then start, or not even start, we'd continue our adventure from there.
Yeah, even when I didn't live in Hayward, or even when I lived in Union City, when I first heard about like where to get the younger, because back to get because they get plenty of the younger, and you can just walk up to the bar and get it. But I used to go to like San Francisco to get it. You have to wait in line. And then once somebody told me, "Hey, why don't you just go to the bistro?" I'm like, "What? Like that place?" And it's actually a really really cool bar. It's like a straight up like dive bar, but they
yeah.
have really good beers there, and they have
Yeah.
live events like almost
Light
nightly.
band. Yeah.
Yeah. So we met at J Trees.
What's so great about? Oh yeah, that's right. We saw them there a few times, or at least once. But what's cool is that like kind of toward the tail end of the pandemic. I mean, we're still in the pandemic, but like they started doing their concerts outside, so they would like block off. I think it's like Main Street. They'll block that off and like they'll set up the stage or whatever, and they'll have like live bands, and you can just hang out outside. And then now you got cookies across the street where you can get some weed and just get fucking high and stuff, and just enjoy the good music. So downtown Hayward is actually a place not to sleep on. Like it's popping. Plus you got Dirty Birds down there too, and like man, that place gets crazy at night.
Dirty Bird looks really nice now because before when it used to
Oh
be on
yeah,
like I think it was on Mission before it was kind of really
yeah, on
divey.
Mission,
And I haven't
dude.
gone to
It
the
was
new location, but I see like the back part looks really nice. Even the front part is really nice. Now you got cookies. It used to be
a
a
bank.
bank, and now it's like a cannabis dispensary. It looks really nice too. So that's actually right across the street, I think, from the
They
bistro.
kind of they kind of they're kind of overpriced though.
Or I mean, any legal weed is gonna be overpriced. So
Yeah,
yeah.
shit. But yeah.
But I hear that legal
All
weed
right.
is actually pretty decent though. I haven't heard anyone really complain, and
Oh,
especially since they delivered to your spot.
nope. Nobody complains about the quality of it. It's just the price.
Hmm. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
'Cause
I've heard people complain a bit on the potency. I think it's a little bit on the weaker side
well, I
than
think I
the
think for
shit you get from your dealer.
well, I think for edibles, yeah, it can be because they're limited to I think it's 10
Uh,
milligrams per serving. But on like the actual like cannabis side, there's no such, as far as I know, like limitation on how much THC or CBD can be in there. So yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, that was actually one thing that was actually really a downer for people that had medical reasons for having cannabis is limiting the amount of THC you can have in edibles because they immediately made like all that stuff illegal, and it was just like, dude, like some people with like pain and stuff like that, or other medical reasons, they needed a high THC edible, and now they have to buy like a whole bunch of edibles to get that, or make it themselves, and it's just like they kind of messed that up. That could have been done a lot better.
yeah,
It's
I
bike
mean,
arm.
they could have had like stronger, I guess, edibles, or they probably just raised the price on it, like different strengths, different pricing tiers, or some shit like that. But yeah, that part sucks.
Well, people probably say, "Oh, well, it's too strong." But listen, if I can buy fucking 151 in a store, then why
Not
can't
any,
somebody buy a Death Star? Something that's like 100 milligrams in a single edible. Like if nobody's gonna die from cannabis from taking it, but you
is it?
definitely die from 151. You drink the whole bottle. So
Liquefy
I
your
don't think they make
insides.
151 anymore.
they still do.
They do,
Yeah.
yeah, they do. It's a little hard to get in
Yeah.
certain spots, but you can literally find some kind of corner store. There's someone somewhere in your neighborhood is selling 151, but they're probably not selling a 750 milliliter of it. They're probably selling smaller stuff.
Dude, I still
You
got
can
a
get
bottle
it.
of 151 that's probably maybe 10 years old.
It'll probably still sell the car.
It probably
Yeah,
would.
Yeah.
still burn down your house. So, well,
All right.
But
damn.
yeah, man.
All right, gentlemen. Where do we want to go first this night?
We didn't
See,
really
I'm looking at
talk about it last week, but do y'all have any final thoughts? I guess on the Depp versus Heard trial.
Yeah, I mean, this is the bad part about this, right? It's because I want to say this first because I don't want people to think that I have a problem against women or that I don't take domestic violence against women seriously because I 100% do. I think that dudes or anybody that beats up on or anybody that just like commits any sort of acts of violence towards somebody else in a relationship, they're pieces of shit and it's fucked up. But at the same time, you can't be out there lying about being abused and like getting into this whole Me Too movement thing and calling somebody an abuser clearly you guys are both in a fucking relationship and you were the one that did the vast majority of physical abuse to the other. I mean, Jesus Christ, Johnny Depp like lost part of his fingertip, and Amber Heard, cutting him with a glass bottle, and various other things that are laid out in there. And she totally lied about a whole bunch of stuff. Like, I'll just give like one small example of what she lied about. When she divorced, Johnny Depp, she got like 15 million, or she got $7 million. I think it was $7.5 million, and she said that she was going to give it all to charity. And so the person that was prosecuting, I think it's prosecutor, yeah, the prosecutor was asking Amber Heard about that, but she was supposed to get half of it to the ACLU and the other half towards
Oh yeah.
something else. And so Amber Heard sat there on the.
It was a charity. There's another charity.
Yeah, I just don't know what it's called. Do you know what it's called?
You know what? I just saw it. Like, no, it was. I think it was a children's charity.
Something like
I
that.
can't
Yeah.
remember the exact name though. Damn it!
And
I
so,
just had it too.
yeah, and so the prosecutor was asking her basically, did you, donate that money towards these charities? And she said, I forget the exact words she said, but basically, I pledged it. I pledged the money towards those charities. Yes, I did. And then she goes, Miss Heard, that's not what I asked you. Please answer the question the way I asked it. And she said, did you donate that money towards it? She goes, yes, I pledged it. She said, again, that's not what I'm asking you. Did you donate the money? Because when Amber Heard first said it, like I pledged it, I was like, oh, well, she donated it, right? But she didn't donate it. She didn't donate any money towards those charities at all. And eventually she broke down and said, no, I didn't, but I pledged it. And it's like, but you didn't do it. And she's like, no. So it's like, dude, like the money that you got, you try to be like this altruistic person. And it's also the ACLU is actually part of, they use her as like, kind of like a poster child for like the Me Too movement and domestic violence. And so it's kind of fucked up, like the relationship that they basically paid her for kind of this like weird fucking service. And she lied about it and lied about giving them money and just lied about the whole fucking thing. Like she would use, makeup to make herself look like she was injured when she wasn't. She would do all these like really fucked up things. And there's like recordings of her talking, like making fun of Johnny Depp, like beating him up and stuff. And like, she wouldn't say that she physically assaulted him. She would just say, oh, I just hit him. But it's like, that's assault. You know what I mean? And it's like, she would just sit there and just lie about shit. And that's why she lost that lawsuit. I know that Johnny Depp had to pay her like I think $2 million for something.
He paid her
for
2,
defamation.
and she got 10. He got 10. She got 2.
Yeah. So
Well, those two charities that she claimed she pledged, I guess she did pledge to, was American Civil Liberty Union and Children's Hospital of Los
Yeah.
Angeles
Okay.
were the two.
Yeah.
Yeah, learn
But
something new
yeah,
every day.
like
Learn something new every day about pledging and donating. Yeah. Oh,
Guaranteed.
my daughter just said, "quote I pledged and donated. I used pledge and donated synonymously, which is what she said, but it's not the same thing.
Yeah,
It's not the same thing at all.
especially legally speaking,
Yeah.
those are not. That's like saying, "What I'm
what if
gonna
you
go
play
here
something?
today, but did you go? Were you there? Did anyone see you? Oh no, nobody saw me, but I plan on going." It's like, well, did you go or did you not go? So,
So a pledge that I looked up what the pledge. I mean, yeah, guys probably know what it means, but I had to look it up. But it says, it's basically making a promise or undertaking. It's like,
hmm
okay.
It's like when I have pledges about Rosario Dawson. Like, just saying.
damn, it's
When we were kids,
a
we used to
pledge
pledge
is
allegiance.
yeah, a pledge is basically an IOU. Like I'm gonna owe you guys this at some point in the future. Like, okay, cool, but we're gonna market you as donating this, even though you're pledging this amount, and we're not gonna get it from you, but we're just gonna say you did. It's just
A
like, what the
solemn
hell?
promise or undertaking.
It's just
That's
messed
what's
up. And like
fucking funny.
the lengths they had to go through to like he had to bring in like some Disney exec to talk about how, I forget what paper that she wrote her op-ed in, but basically because of that, he broke down exactly why the op-ed made Johnny Depp lose all these jobs because he was part of Pirates of the Caribbean. He was a star,
Dude, he was a
and
face.
yeah, and they dropped him from that and a bunch of other things, and then everybody else like started dropping him too because Disney's not going to deal with any sort of like domestic abuse. And she tried to say that because she didn't name him by name, then it was okay. But it's like you ain't fooling nobody. And the prosecutors did a really good job of breaking down like exactly what it meant when she wrote that op-ed and how she lied about a lot of stuff. And it was insane to me. Like, so it's definitely, I think it gives hope to some, probably not, there's not a whole lot of dudes this happens to, but it's definitely some. It's too many, I'll put it that way, of men that get lied on in court. Shit happened to me before. Somebody can lie about you in court and you don't have a legal recourse for various other reasons. Well, main thing being that a lot of men, when something happens to them, when a woman is physically abusive, like it's embarrassing. And, culturally in America, you don't want to be seen as weak. But, I mean, Johnny Depp just kind of, he lost his entire fucking career over this shit. So I'm glad he did it.
Yeah. Overall,
Yeah,
their relationship was horrible and toxic
because
on both
yeah,
sides of the house.
definitely agreed. Especially on the fact that, like your career, which is your revenue stream, mainly your main revenue stream, because Johnny Depp is like a spokesperson for a cologne, and
Yeah.
so he's getting
Like,
revenue through
like
that.
the shore or
Amber
some shit.
Heard,
Oh,
hmm?
dude, it's Sex Panther.
Yeah. And then Amber Heard's probably getting deals from also clothing lines and perfume as well. But their main source of income is film. So when you lose out on that opportunity, especially when someone lies about it, that's a huge impact. Huge impact. And it sucks because this happens to NFL players. And a lot of them, there's been some that Prodigy's brought up in the past. I think Cronus is too, where they either don't make it to the NFL or get kicked out because some girl lied on them. And it's not found out until years later when, they spent their restitution or, whatnot, and these guys get no compensation. And
But also,
there's no
I want
consequence.
to be fair though, because on the flip side, because somebody might be mad because we just said that, but on the flip side,
True.
let's totally make it apparent that there's dudes in the NFL that committed egregious acts
Oh,
of violence against women that is on fucking tape, and some of them still play for the NFL and they just covered it up. So
true.
Yeah,
It's very true.
that's some ass backward shit right there. People who are not guilty get fucking harsh ass punishment, but people who are guilty are
well, the thing is, it
out
comes
there
down
with that
it comes down
ball.
to it comes down to money. So if you're an up and coming
Yeah,
NFL
basically.
star, then they're just like, well, fuck you. But if you're like I think was it Ray Rice? Was that the guy? Who beat
Ray
the
Rice was one,
Yeah,
but
who beat-
he was a star though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the difference. Like if somebody can make money off of you, then they're gonna let it slide. But if you have no money making potential yet, then they will just let you just flap in the wind. They won't give a fuck.
Yeah, I think a very huge counterweight to that was Aaron Hernandez because he was
Yeah,
50 million.
yeah,
He's literally about to get 50 million handed to him, and he fucked it all up, and he lost all of that. And he definitely did what he did because he got
yeah.
convicted.
I mean, he killed
So
somebody. So
yeah, I mean,
yeah.
it wasn't as if like, oh, I might have killed him, or I never did that. I was never there. They lied to me. No, he did that shit, and he had. There's witnesses. There's evidence. There's all kinds of shit against him, and he ended up, in jail, and unfortunately, he got, ended while in jail. So, well, he ended himself, but
Yeah, it's
still all
fucked up.
bad.
Anyway,
But I'm definitely gonna wait for
Moving on.
the Netflix special to come out because everything I've heard about it's been like either news clippings here and there. I'm just waiting for Netflix special to come out, either Netflix or Hulu.
somehow
It's
it'll
gonna
do
be
it.
a special on one of those channels.
It'll be like Tiger King.
It's all Disney Plus.
Oh, damn.
Just use the same people that made Tiger King.
Yeah,
So,
I
but
mean, I can.
there'll be a happy ending because Tiger King had no happy
Wait.
ending.
That actually would be fucking funny if Carol Bassett plays Amber Heard and fucking Joe Exotic plays Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
I mean, they kind of, the drug usage is there between Johnny
They
and
did a
Johnny
lot
Depp.
of drugs, man. I was like, holy shit.
That's too
Yeah.
wild.
They were just
That's doing.
totally
that's
honest
doing
about
too
it.
much.
You know.
That's doing too much.
Dude, that
I
whole-
couldn't take
That
that.
whole mega pint of wine shit had me fucking rolling.
Man, I've actually
mean,
never
that's
seen
mega
Tiger King.
point.
Actually,
You haven't? Oh
Well, no,
man,
this
you
is-
missing a
no,
lot.
never watched it.
You haven't
I didn't
watched
watch
it?
it during.
Oh, dude.
No, I didn't watch it during the pandemic. I was catching up on all these shows that I was already behind on.
Honestly,
so.
I think the
like-
pandemic. I'm sorry. I think Tiger King was like the perfect kickoff for the pandemic because it was the things to come. You know, total shit show.
Mhm.
Things to come.
Mhm. God
Yeah.
damn. Because it was like Tiger King and then fucking the whole BLM stuff.
Yeah, there was
man,
a
it
lot of shit.
fucking downslope first
It's
year of
kind
the
of
pandemic.
it's fucked up. Like when we were all supposed to be inside, everybody was outside, fucking shit up, burning shit down, on like across the country.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
All right, so there's a lot of. I think we're gonna probably switch to a lot of like TV and movie stuff. There's a lot of shit that dropped. A lot of shit that went down.
Oh,
that
yeah.
there are. Yeah.
Let's get,
I
want
want
to
to
get
start.
into the boys.
I got.
Yeah. Wait, you've only seen one episode, Cronus?
Well, I couldn't even watch. Okay, let me tell my story real quick.
Okay,
I
go
couldn't even
ahead.
watch the whole first episode because you see where I am right now. I'm in my brother's garage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my monitors, well, two of my monitors, my personal monitors are down here now. My work monitors are still up here. I got to move them over here. Anyway, it used to be like way up here, right? So, and the door to the garage is like right behind me, right? So, and my brother has preteen kids, and so I started watching The Boys, and it got to the scene where the dude went. A small spoiler.
Yeah.
There is a dude that goes into a dude's dick hole. And I was like, okay, I can't watch this because if they walk in, like, what am I going to, how can I justify, uncle's watching some dude walk into another guy's dick hole? So I was just like,
There's no coming back from that.
yeah, I'm not going to be that guy. So I was just like, you know what? I'm going to figure out a different way to watch this. So, not in the garage where people are like walking in and out.
But yeah, that scene that you're talking about, like, the sweetness doesn't watch The Boys, but she just happened to be walking by at that exact time.
So that
And
is
she's
why
like-
Cronus didn't want to do what he did.
But it was crazy because like there's like two dudes and like the guy just got off of doing some kind of performance, whatever.
He was
I think it
fucking some
DJing
like
or some
little,
shit.
he was fucking like a doll.
Oh yeah, he
doll,
was
yeah.
like a Barbie doll. And he goes back to a room and there's another guy in there. I'm like, okay, some gay shit's about to go down. But I knew you guys had talked about this. I was like, oh shit, this is that one scene that Kronos said he couldn't watch.
Yeah.
And like right when the guy came over, it's like, and he like took out his pants, and I was like, oh shit, we're fucking going there. And Sweetie just had to be coming into the room. She's like, oh, what are you watching? I'm like, yeah, this is about to get intense.
Yeah.
Dude jumped into the other dude's penis.
Oh,
And I was like,
keep going.
Well, no, I'm not gonna go into spoilers, but like, just you know how like when you watch a video and you see a guy get kicked in the balls and you're like, oh, like you could feel it. Like I literally
Yeah.
could feel that guy like crawling around, and it was just
Terrible.
like, that was like the worst shit to see on TV. I was just like squirming, like, ugh,
Yeah.
like I could feel him. Like it was bad. And then what
That's
happened? It was
so-
like, goddamn.
That was all bad because I was just like, dude. I know that
feel like
I know that there's a fetish for people doing stuff where they insert into the
yeah.
hole, but I'm like, that's not me. Two, this dude is running in up and down the urethra pretty much, and he's like rubbing
Adding
it.
inside of it.
Yeah, I'm like, no, man, no, you can't be doing that. It's just
That shit
all
was an
bad.
inside job, basically.
Yeah, and then things go all bad. real quick. It goes from it goes from like this is super like crazy to this is all bad very very quickly.
Yeah.
And what's fucked up
Cocaine's
is
a hell of a drug.
what Cronus was talking about. All this shit happens before the credits roll, before the
Oh
opening
yeah.
credits. All this shit
First
happens
like
before
10
the opening
minutes.
credits. Not even. It's not even 10 minutes. It's like maybe 3 minutes or less. I couldn't believe what the fuck was happening, but I couldn't stop watching because it was fucking crazy.
But I think we saw. I think it was like maybe the first episode. There's I don't know if it was The Boys or maybe a different show, or I think it might have been American Gods. I want to say American Gods, but I remember there was like a party somebody went to, and like there's a little guy like running on a table. He like runs and like dives into a woman's vagina. I think that might have been The
That
Boys
sounds.
season one.
That's probably the boys.
But then
I
I
don't
think
know.
in American Gods, like there was a chick who was like a sucky puss, and she would eat guys with her vagina, and they would go into like a fucking galaxy or some shit. But
It's all
yeah,
bad.
that scene was intense. But I guess since Chrono's in, oh wait, he's coming back. Let's say since Chrono's in here, we can go a little bit further. But he's on his way back.
Nope.
Yeah,
Nope. So
yeah, man. That's
there's a
but it,
new episode, I believe tonight. Is it today?
no,
It's
I think
today
it's
or
Friday. I
tomorrow? Oh, it's
think.
tomorrow. That was tomorrow.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah, I think
there's a
Friday.
new
But
episode coming.
I think every first episode is always something intense because I think the very first one, you got Huey who was talking. He was talking to his girl, and she had stepped off the curb, and they were just chit chatting, and then all of a sudden she just gets vaporized because fucking A Train fucking runs through her and tells him like I can't stop, and just keeps running again. It's like watching that show. I
Yeah.
was like, wait, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to think what happened with season two. Like, oh, I think Homelander. It might have been Homelander was at a party, and he got mad and just started killing everybody. But it turned out it was just like a flash, or it was
It was
all
a
in his
dream.
head. But yeah, the
Yeah.
show
I watched the
is dead as
first.
fuck.
I watched the first 3 episodes, and there's going to be another one within the next 2 days. I could have sworn it was like tonight or like midnight tonight or something, but still, either way, all 3 episodes
Have
were
you
just as wild
have you watched
wildness.
Diabolical yet? The Boys
No,
Diabolical.
I haven't
Oh
seen
man,
Diabolical.
at least
Um,
try to watch the last episode. Last episode is about Homer, which is
oh
it
no,
gets pretty fucking intense. But
I'm gonna try to watch all of it.
oh man,
I'm gonna try to watch all of because
they're
they're like half-hour episodes,
they're
aren't they, or
really fucking
less?
funny. Yeah, that's probably say they're
Yeah.
like 10, 15 minutes, maybe 22, like the typical animated show length. But yeah, they use different
Yeah, it's like
animation styles, and it's really well done. The first
yeah. I'm
episode,
gonna.
it takes you a little getting used to because the first episode is like Animaniacs version of the boys, like art style. But then like
Mhm.
it gets better, especially when it comes to Aquafina's, because she's directed an episode and she actually does the voice of the character, and that character's superpower is it's very anime-ish type of shit. It's almost like I guess like kawaii animation. Like I'm trying to think like not My Little Ponies, but like I'm trying to think of like a cutesy Japanese animation. Not like
I'll
Sailor
look-
Moonish either. It's like very, very kitty, cutesy bubblegum girl type anime, but I don't know.
I
I
get it.
thought every episode was fucking hilarious and great.
Yeah. So I'm with it. I definitely want to check it out. I thought about
Mhm.
checking out before the boys, but I was like, I don't think I'm gonna have enough time. I have just enough time to probably crank out these 3 episodes before like someone to watch in on me. So it's all bad. But yeah. All right.
All right, where to next?
Let's go. Oh, I gotta talk about this one. There's another one that dropped I think 2 days ago. Because this is a movie that's gonna be exclusively on Hulu, I believe. It's the Prey trailer. So
I
not
didn't see
Prey the
this.
video game, but it's basically it's another Predator film. It's called Prey. The
Mm.
premise of the film, it is a Native
It's
American
like how
woman.
to catch a predator.
No, it's a Native
Is
American
Chris Hansen gonna be
woman.
there?
That's
I like it
terrible.
and I want you.
What are you talking about
We
now?
can do this either way or the hard way.
Prey.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the Prey trailer with the Native American woman who's like trying to be a warrior, and they're telling her she can't be a warrior, but she ends up like crossing paths with this predator, And there's a full trailer. It dropped like I think Monday or Tuesday.
It's like Arnold
And
Schwarzenegger's Predator.
I
I
mean, it's
Like
a
mean,
same species, but not the same timeline because it's set in the
mm,
1800s.
yeah.
So
oh
they're
shit.
using like muskets and bows and arrows. So that's probably what put off a lot of people. It's kind of making me scratch my head, but the trailer looked a little brutal. Like the predator was pretty savage, like cutting through people, jumping from tree to tree, stabbing through people, busting out its laser. So I'm like, how is this person with sticks and or bows and arrows and maybe musket weapons gonna take down a predator?
Hey, listen,
So
if a beat cop can do it,
yeah, but
why not?
a beat cop has access to a bunch of weapons.
No, I mean, not really. The
I
beat cop has
mean,
access to a pistol.
yeah, which more than bow and arrow.
I don't know. I mean, pistol can do a lot of damage. So can a bow and arrow. The only thing that a
It
pistol can
can
do better is like you can shoot
shoot
more
faster.
faster. But yeah,
Yeah,
Distance.
if you get shot with a fucking bow, you're pretty fucked, man.
yeah,
I'm
it's
sorry, shot with
true.
an
But
arrow.
I mean, you get shot with an arrow, but you're gonna have to like plant reset, and by then you're probably gonna be blasted by like a laser. I mean, you're looking at technologically advanced species. I won't
Well,
be surprised if the character gets help somehow.
I don't know.
I don't know how well. Maybe extraterrestrial help,
I have a
but
feeling that the indigenous people back then would have a way better chance at hand-to-hand combat than a beat cop. So, because they
Yeah,
have
they see,
access to like
especially
actual like hand tools and shit, like hand weapons, which
yeah, because in the trailer they have like pretty badass looking tomahawks
yeah,
actually. So, but I'm still like, I see like this cloaked, predator ripping through them, and in the trailer he rips through like it it looks like Union soldiers,
yeah, I saw it
Union
too.
or Confederate soldiers. I mean, the scene looks dope, but the one thing that it's actually a saving grace for me, per se, is that it's on Hulu. So I have access to it on Hulu where I can just sit at home and watch it and I'll be fine. Most people I know, they're skeptical, but they're willing to watch it on Hulu. So if this turns out to be good, I mean,
I mean,
I'm
yeah,
willing to
just
eat my words and like
I
we'll
just watched the
hopefully we
trailer and it
see a
looks pretty good.
yeah, I mean, hopefully this is a return to form, and they're able to tell really good stories. But so far, the best story that I have seen has been from Alien versus Predator 2, the PC game, which
It's a
actually
good game.
have in a
Yeah,
box somewhere. That had a really good story even though it's a first person shooter, and I know that Hollywood's trying to get more gaming properties into the screen, this is a very popular franchise merged together. You have the Alien franchise, the Predator franchise merged together, but to me, they kept missing the mark. They kept not wanting to use the Marines, and like the Marines get fucked up, even though they're in like colonies in space, but they actually have like a decent story about the soldiers getting betrayed by the corporation, aliens lurking around everywhere. You get like one or two predators out there. They have their own little hierarchy thing, and they're not even speaking. Like they're just grunting and stuff, and it
I
still
kind of
turned out
think
to be really good.
with the Predator movies, like, do the Predators? I mean, no, they have the camouflage. That one pops in my head automatically. But do they have actually like physical weapons, or are they
oh
just
yeah,
like
yeah.
hunting
Oh
people
yeah,
down and like
They got
slashing
spears
them?
and
yeah.
claws and
The
But
yeah.
like,
disc, the disc
but no,
was
I'm talking
dope.
about like the Predator itself. Like, are they're not? I mean, they're from fucking space. I would imagine they have fuck. They the guy has a fucking time bomb on his fucking wrist that basically turns him into a fucking nuclear bomb. But like, does he hunt the other people with like lasers or shit like that?
So
I can't remember the
yeah,
movies that
so
well
if
actually.
I
Yeah,
remember correctly, it depends on what weapon you come at him with. So if you come at him with like a projectile
Yeah.
weapon, then he'll fucking blow your head off with like a laser beam or some shit, or that crazy like shoulder rocket launcher thing that just fucks everything up. But
hmm
in hand to hand, he has like a wrist mounted, or there's a bunch of
Like
them.
the
The
claws
Yahunta.
or whatever.
Yeah, they have claws. They have a badass spear. They have a bunch of other shit that he can fuck you up with from hand to hand, and they're crazy
yeah,
strong. So, but they
true,
don't wear
true.
armor.
Oh,
So that's one of the downfalls of like that whole
well,
race.
they wear a mask,
But it's not. I
and
mean, yeah, you protect your
yeah,
face, but they don't really wear armor.
no, they're
And the,
not
and the
really.
mask is mainly so they can breathe and shit.
So they breathe and see,
Yeah.
so it enhances their vision. But I guess if you're an apex predator, do you really need fucking armor? I mean, there's also a net. I think in part two
Yeah,
or one of them, there's like this crazy net. It like
that's
melts your skin or
well.
electrocutes you or some
No, it's a
shit.
net that it when it shoots it at you and it closes. There's like a spinning thing on the back, and it just fucking crushes you and turns you into
That's what it was.
meat
Yeah,
paste.
I
Yeah,
remember it was cutting people up with the net. I'm all, dude, what the hell's happening with this net?
dude, it's
And blood and shit was going everywhere. I was like, what the
it's
fuck?
easy ground beef, bro. You
Yeah,
know,
I
that's
guess
the note to
so.
go.
And then the one with Adrian Brody, they had like these hounds. They're these space hounds.
Yeah.
So they sent out space hounds to go hunt people down, lure them into a trap, or fuck them up, and then help them get fucked up. So there was all kinds of
Well,
shit that they used.
what's cool with like the whole predator lore is that like they're literally are they're out there hunting people, and like it's basically you versus them, and if you win they fucking die, but if you die then they take your fucking skull and take your shit as a goddamn trophy. But like their
What's
whole demeanor is just to hunt to hunt. It's a game to them basically, and like that's the whole fucking sport. I think it's like
well
it,
the
I can't
crazy?
It's
remember
more
which
than
one.
a
It seems like it was
game.
Yeah, it's a
a rite of passage or some shit,
yeah, it's a game to
isn't it?
like make new hunters, and if you do happen to win, then you can potentially get trophies from them as well. So that's like one of
Hmm.
the cool things about it. So like they're pretty fucking fair about it.
Yeah, they respect you if you win. If you win, you're like, hey, you won fair and square. Here is something to remember your time that you almost fucking died, but we're out. And it's like, holy shit.
And also, he was the
Like,
Yeah,
what the
weakest.
fuck?
I'm looking at a list of their weapons, and like everything's like they have swords and whips and he has a fist gun, but like he everything's pretty. I mean, they're space age version of things, like like the spear that he used, the spear gun. Like it's space age looking, but it's still like it kind of matches up with like what mankind would use.
Well, yeah,
It's kind of
because
cool.
we made it up. So there's
Yeah,
Hmm.
that.
the net gun. That's what you guys were talking about. This shit
Yeah.
that fucking drops
Yeah, that
shit on
shit
you.
was brutal. I remember someone got stuck with that. So I remember, oh, that's right. It was in part two because when Danny Glover's character got caught, he uses the disc to cut his way out before he got fucked up because
Yeah,
somebody else got fucked up.
yeah, Predator 2 was dope because it was cool to see like a predator like taking down like drug dealers, like a fucking whole gang of like I think it was like Jamaican dudes,
Yeah,
and
they were. They're
yeah,
like Jamaican coke dealers or some
yeah,
shit.
just fucked them all up like real bad.
Yep, hanging their bodies up from fucking the streets and shit.
I gotta go back and
That
watch
shit was
that
wild.
because he was too old for that shit back then.
Damn,
Danny Glover, is he? He's from the Bay Area, right?
Yeah,
I
actually,
have no idea.
I know. Well, at least he used to live here because my stepdad he used to sell him clothes. So
Oh
yeah,
shit, right on.
Yeah,
Right
I had
on.
an ex girlfriend. She graduated with his daughter. Damn, he's 75. Yeah, he's from San Francisco. He's born in San
yeah.
Francisco.
There you go. From the
That's
Bay.
cool.
You know who I
There's
found
a
out is from
good amount of celebrities from Bay.
You know who else is from the Bay that I just found out yesterday is Rebecca
The Rock.
Romaine. No,
Oh,
Oh
Rebecca
really?
Romaine.
Yeah.
oh,
She's from
really?
Berkeley.
Hmm.
She's from Berkeley and she went to UC Santa Cruz. And
Rebecca
she left
Romaine had no problem putting on the makeup to play, Mystique. I'm just saying.
Mystique. Yeah.
Mm, that's
Well,
true.
she's now in Star Trek now. She's
She
number
is.
1 on Star Trek.
I gotta catch
So
up with because that's the what's it called? Strange New Worlds.
Strange New Worlds, yes.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty fucking good. It's literally Star Trek, but placed in modern sci-fi tech, and they have like kind of the same. They went back to the roots where they did social commentary and transferred it
Oh
to
wow.
sci-fi, and I'm like, dude, this is literally 60s Star Trek updated because they literally show scenes about they show this one culture like this is what we used to do and they show scenes from the insurrection, they show the
Oh my
news,
god.
they show the capitol building on fire, they show like recent disasters that's happened around the world, like a bunch of stuff. I'm like, holy shit. And
Was
then
that
they
hold
talk
on?
about
Was that Strange New Worlds or was that the other one?
Strange New Worlds. It's literally the
Oh, okay.
season opener.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
literally show these people. I was like, holy shit. And there's another episode they talk about they they talk about 21st century tech and what they needed, like used as a reference. So I was like, holy shit. And they were using like, basically what one culture views as religious and other people view it as like this could be potentially dangerous. So they have to try to find like a common ground without offending each other, type thing. So I was like, oh, this is actually pretty interesting. So
This is
and the, and they pay tribute that the fact that they were involved with the Star Trek Discovery series very early on, so they don't skip over it or gloss it. So I was like, oh, okay. So I'm enjoying it very like immensely at the moment. I'm only on the third episode now. So
so I just did a quick Google search to see like celebrities from the Bay Area, and actually I didn't know this. So Leslie Mann, she's the girl from I think from Knocked Up. She's the one that talks
yeah,
to
she's
the bouncer. She's all, you ain't nothing but a doorman,
yeah. I
doorman.
think isn't she married to Judd Apatow? Because she's like in all
Yes,
his
she is.
movies. Yeah, that's why she's
Yeah,
in all his movies.
she was born. She's from San Francisco. The guy who plays Sabretooth in the X-Men movie, he's from the Bay.
Lee
Isn't it?
Shriver.
Leaf, yeah, Shoes
Oh,
Driver.
was it him or Kane Hodder? Because there's been two.
No, it's Leaf. It says,
Really,
yeah,
he's from the
Leaf.
Bay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This one shocked me. Elisa Silverstone is from the Bay.
Oh, I knew she was from the Bay.
I
That
didn't
one I
know
knew.
that. Benjamin Bratt is
He's from
from
the
the Bay. The
Bay.
guy,
No
yeah, the
shit.
guy who was in Doctor Strange.
Wait,
Tom
what?
Brady I knew about.
Oh, Benjamin Rat is in Doctor Strange. I forgot.
Yeah, he
But
plays the guy who had the
the big
power.
thing, it's sad, but I mean, I know that he's like homies with Emilio Estevez because they're in like everything together back in the '90s.
Mhm.
But then like he catapulted
Emilio.
when he dated Julia Roberts. That's when most like people kind of remember him from. Him and
But
Julia were
also,
a thing for a little while.
Adam Sandberg grew up in Berkeley.
A
He
lot of
went to
people from
Berkeley High
Berkeley.
School.
Yeah, there's a famous school there. What the fuck it's called?
Hmm.
And the fucking OG
I want to say it's Juilliard, but that's probably not right.
Yeah, that doesn't sound right.
Clint Eastwood,
I think
rep
that's
in the
in
Oh,
Bay.
of course.
that's in New York.
Well,
My
he
bad.
lives in Carmel now.
Guy old ass. He's old as hell.
Yeah, I mean, you guys can't remember the
He was
big
paid
ones.
per hour.
Tom Hanks,
Oh yeah, Tom Hanks.
and
Tom Hanks on this list.
yeah, Robin
Anson Hammer,
Williams. Yeah,
Stevie Nicks.
really, I figured she'd be from Seattle.
Oh, she's
That one I know.
she went to my high school. Mel
Oh,
in high school.
damn.
Wow. How old is she? I went there for like a quarter, but I still went there. But she actually went to San Jose State University as well. I
Oh,
know
no shit.
Terry Hatchett's from the Bay. She went to
What?
Hatcher.
Deanza. Hatcher. Yeah.
What?
She went to De Anza's?
That-
Wow, she went to a community college?
Yeah, that's kind of strange.
Yeah, she did.
I mean, I didn't go to
Okay.
any college, so I ain't fucking judging.
Yeah,
hey.
that's
But,
wild. I didn't know. Did not
yeah,
know.
the
she went to
Rockets from
Deandra.
here from Hayward, which is kind of cool.
That one we talked.
Yeah,
We've
that's
talked
fine.
about that
he
one.
didn't
a
really
couple
grow up here,
times.
though. So, yeah.
No,
He was
No,
just
no.
he
he
was
was just
born
born
here.
here.
Which, I mean, I'm not judging, just saying. He was just born here. Or I say here, but I'm not even fucking there.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
I'm in Chula
damn.
Vista.
Yeah, you're still adjusting.
Well, it'll take a while until
Margaret Cho?
until I get like my actual home.
Yes, Margaret. Yes, Margaret Cho's from San Francisco, I believe. She's
Yeah, but-
she's in a lot of stuff actually.
She wasn't a
She's
lot of
done
stuff.
a lot of stuff. I'm pretty sure she's more behind the scenes now, like more writing and directing now.
Hence, not in
Mm-hmm.
it.
Well, just not in front of the camera.
I think she has a movie coming up. I think I saw a trailer for. Was she in? Was she in that one Asian movie that just came out recently by A21?
She is not in that film.
Oh, okay.
Just because, yeah, she's not in that film. You know what's funny? She's in Face Off, and she has like one line.
I did not know that. She
Yeah,
must have been
she's
like
like
super young then.
Yeah, she's like she's in the scene where they actually catch the bad guy before he gets his face ripped off. She kicks him into a wall, and she has like one line. That's it. It's pretty
She was
crazy.
in Bright with Will Smith. She played a
shit.
sergeant in that.
Huh.
I feel like I've seen her something recently. Um,
Oh,
she was in
yeah,
the flight
she was in more than one scene. She was the fucking.
No, she's in. No. I said she has one line. She
I thought
has
she had
one
more than-
line.
you sure it's
No,
more?
she barely speaks. She's in a bunch. She's in like at least 10 scenes, but she only says like one thing.
But she's like the head of like the police thing in it.
She says like one line, and that's basically when they catch him. And that's kind of it.
Okay.
She was funny.
Um,
I just one of my
oh,
favorite jokes of hers is when she talks about her mom and they're at a red light and then like some person like hella speeds to go off and then like they come up and they're at the next red light together and the woman's like see what happened, you didn't, there's no reason for you to speed but you did it and blah blah blah. But every time that always happens, like whenever I see somebody like gun at the once the light turned green just to get stopped at the next light, it's like, oh, you did all that for nothing.
That's what I do. You know what I
But then
do?
again, I used
Because
to
I'm
do
a
that all the
man,
time.
I run the fucking red light because I don't give a fuck. I'm just kidding. I got kids and shit.
ah,
I don't
dang.
do that.
You know, you know what's funny? Probably one of the things that Margaret Cho does. She's part of hysterical literature. I don't know if
Oh
anybody
yeah,
knows
the
what that.
that's like the drunken history stories, right?
No. So what it is it's these women. They sit at a table in the room. It's like a little mini interview. What they do is they read passages from their favorite book. While they're reading, they have a vibrator inserted in them,
Oh,
and someone increases the vibration over time.
The
So
hell?
the point is they have to keep reading until they orgasm. Once they do, they have to stop and then like close the book, state their name and what they were reading, and then it ends. There's a handful of women that are on this that do. Market chose one of them. It's pretty funny.
What was that? What was that show on HBO? I think it was HBO where they would do like an interview, but there'd be like porn playing in the background, like old fucking vintage porn.
Dave's old porn. David Tell.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's David Tell.
God,
It's
that shit was fucking
comedian.
classic.
Yeah, apparently when he comes to San Jose, he gets fucking pissed drunk. There's a spot he would always go to. It's like this old bar, the Caravan. It's a pretty old, it's old ass fucking bar in San Jose. He like a lot of famous people end up going there, and he's one of them. He goes there and he gets super trashed. My friends end up seeing him every time he performs at the improv, and he gets super wasted at that bar. I think it's pretty funny.
Cool. Since I
Uh,
mentioned The Rock, we got that the trailer for the Atom today. Was it today? Yeah, it was
Black Adam.
today.
it was today.
Yeah, Black Adam. Sorry, my bad. Because I mean, there's the Atom, who's another hero that changed his thighs and shit. We can talk
Yeah,
about that.
Adam
But yeah,
is.
Black Adam.
Well, there's also like, was it not Captain Adam? Was it Captain
Yeah,
Adam? The dude that
there's
like,
Captain. Yeah, there's
yeah,
Captain Adam. Then there's the Adam. There's Adam Smasher.
it's a bunch of
Is there an
Adams.
Adam?
There's
Is there an Adam in
yeah.
the Garden of the Galaxy? That golden guy?
Yeah, that's
Is that it?
that's Adam Warlock.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
What about Adam's apple? They need that guy. But it'd be funny if it was a chick. Her name was
Oh,
Adam's apple. Just
oh,
saying.
oh, proud you'd be excited. Just saying.
Escrow would be too.
Be the first Fuda. Actually, no, that's not Fuda though. You can't have that would mess up the mystique of Fuda. You can't have a Fuda with an Adam's apple.
Mm,
That's the thing.
Get
So-
what is this?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
The shit shaved. But yeah, so the trailer for Black Adam dropped today. We got. I mean, we knew about this for like the longest fucking time. It should have came out like a long time ago, but pandemic hit and this and that. But what was your guys' take on it? Because man, I loved it. It was really really good for a trailer, especially coming from DC. Because DC, their universe is all kind of screwed up right now. But
It is. and
what was your guys' take on this?
This could be a way to fix it, honestly, because they had like a bunch of other characters in it that were not Black Adam, which is great. When they first announced Black Adam, I was like, "You're gonna really do this with like a villain? Like, what the fuck are you guys doing?" But the way they're coming at this is kind of, I think it's really cool. After seeing the trailer, I'm way more interested after seeing the trailer than I was before. I know it's kind of a long time coming, but it's one of those things where like the pandemic pushed back like a bunch of movies, and this is one of those movies that just got pushed back. And I think maybe it got pushed back, and they probably it might have made the movie better, to be honest with you, because they had time to like really, if they wanted to like tweak some scenes or whatever, they could do that. If some times change because it's 2 years plus now, they can kind of change with the times and like reshoot some scenes. So and really work on the special effects. So yeah, I think that it looked really good. Showing like how he was a slave and he died and came back, and like they're giving like a really compelling backstory to a villain, and I think that's really cool. And I still haven't watched Joker yet, but I probably need to go back and watch
Oh, wait, what?
Joker.
Oh what?
Yeah, I mean,
Oh wow,
I haven't
Joker's
watched
really
it yet.
good. I think it's on HBO Max right now.
It
Not
probably
HBO.
is. But
It is on it. It is on it. It's
Yeah,
been
fine.
on HBO Max actually. All of them are on there. Joker's on there. The Batman's on there. So
I gotta watch that one too.
I think
haven't watched it yet.
I think they did perfect casting with Peter Bronson playing Dr. Fate because
Peter Bronson.
Pierce Bronson.
Peter Bronson, yeah,
Pierce.
Pierce
Pierce.
Brosnan. What the fuck is
Pierce
wrong with both of
Brosnan.
you?
Oh, my bad.
He was goddamn. He was
He
007.
was joking. He was
Yeah,
007.
he's my favorite 007.
Is
But
it really? Not mine. But anyway, go ahead.
He's
well,
yeah.
yeah, no, wait, no. Not him. The guy before him is mine because I grew up with him being 007, and then all of a sudden they changed. I was like, wait,
Jean
they changed
Connery or
007?
Peter Dalton?
I'm all fucking confused.
Or
Peter
I
Dalton.
gotta
you
look it
mean
up now.
Roger Moore. Roger Moore was
Yeah.
in between. I love Roger Moore.
Let's see.
R.I.P.
Jean Connery was a great
but
one.
But yeah, I like fucking long, but I don't know. He has the charisma. Even like the special effect that you use for Doctor Fate, like was really cool. Golden. I don't even know what kind of symbol that pops up for him, but
The Ankh.
like the fact
It's
that it was
Ankh,
kind of
right?
clear and kind of.
I don't
think that's what
remember
it's
the.
called.
I've heard it called two different names, and I'm not sure which one's which. So
We also got to see Hawkman in this. He's gonna be in there. What other heroes we have in this one?
the Atom Smasher or the Captain Atom? I think it's Atom Smasher.
Hawkman
Yeah,
is
it is.
black? What
It
the
is
hell?
an Ankh symbol. It's
Okay.
a Egyptian thing. So
Yeah, the Hawkman is played by a black man. I didn't know that.
Yes.
Because you don't really get to
Yes,
see his
he
face, at least I didn't realize that in the trailer.
Yeah, you see his
Yeah,
face.
that's
You
kinda
see
dope.
him with and without his mask.
I didn't
So-
realize that. Holy shit!
Same thing with Doctor Fate. You mainly see him without his mask, but there's one quick second you see him in full costume, but he's behind some kind of like looks like a shield of some sort. It's kind of cool. So I mean, this is basically the Justice Society. So it's the Justice Society versus Black Adam.
And
Trying to stop
my
them
favorite
from- shit.
007 was Timothy Dalton.
What?
That's
Timothy Dalton.
that's the one I grew up with.
He's in like 2 films.
Yeah, that was the first 007 I saw, and I was like, holy shit, this guy's badass.
Yeah.
Is he still alive? Yeah, he is. Oh shit,
Dalton? Yeah,
he
he's
is
still alive.
76 years old.
No shit. Damn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think when he was 007, he was driving. That's when they had. Well, I guess he had the Jag that drove on the ice. I was like, holy shit, that's fucking cool. Dun, dun.
Maybe. Yeah, Black Adam. I'm definitely more interested now. I mean, this is an anti-hero slash villain that they're focused on, but it's The Rock because Rock is almost always a good guy, except for like maybe 2 films. So it's gonna be interesting to see him just tearing through shit. And it's
Well, he was a bad guy
basically
in Fast and Furious for a while.
yeah,
he
he was
was
a good guy. He's
he was a
basically
good guy.
he's like Will
No, wait,
Smith.
he was a bad guy. We'll say he was a good guy. Those characters.
He was part
Dom,
of the
they're the good
U.S.
guys.
government. He
No,
was
no, no.
part-
The U.S. government is evil.
he was part of the U.S. government, and Dom was a criminal. He was
No,
a
no,
legit
Dom was
criminal.
all about
and then he
Van
brought
Ham.
it from
and
the
then he
law.
joined the criminal. He's all about family.
Yeah, he added into
And
the
then
family.
The Rock became family. So
Yeah,
yeah,
he's a part of ways.
Then he became not family, and he's not in any of the Fast and Furious movies.
But he's in the spinoff. So
yeah,
well, yeah.
Hobbs and Shaw.
That's actually really good.
that's okay. But yeah, I'm more excited now. I think when is this drops in October?
Dude, it's Black
October.
Superman. Yeah,
So
which I'm kind of shocked about. Like, I was expecting maybe like next year for it to come out, but it's coming out this year, which is like,
dude, this has been in the works for a decade.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's about
4
time
months
that
that
this
it's
came
coming
out. And The Rock said this is his pet project. He's been saying this over and over again. He's really excited about this. He couldn't wait to do this. Having him as Black Adam, I was like, well, usually when I see Black Adam, he's like not supremely yoked. I mean, he's cut.
He's
But
pretty
this is
big.
The Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
The Rock is huge. The Rock is huge.
well, he's the same size as Captain or what's it called? Something Marvel?
Shazam.
Yeah, I keep thinking of his old
it-
name,
what it-
Shazam.
So yeah, his old name is
Captain
Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gonna be interesting seeing I mean, if they do it right, Shazam versus Black Adam, that needs to be epic. It needs to be like Shazam getting his ass beat by Black Adam and
I hope-
finding a way to like take him down.
I hope that if they do the Black Adam versus Shazam, that they can bring in Superman, because the Black Adam versus the Superman and Shazam versus Black Adam was a pretty
Oh yeah,
good
that was a
animated
good one.
movie.
That was a good one.
They
And
were,
it's not even that long. It's like half
yeah, I
an
was about to
hour.
say it's pretty short.
Yeah, it's like half an hour. But it's still good. That didn't mean it wasn't good. It was damn. It was pretty damn good because like Shazam's getting his ass beat and Superman has to step in, and they didn't know who the fuck he was. Like Shazam didn't know who he was. Black Adam's like, I'm gonna get my revenge. He's all, who is you, bro? Like I don't even know. And he's
Hmm.
whooping on him. Superman comes in. He's like, hey, bro, you can't just be punching him. He's all, get the fuck out the way, and he zaps him. Scars Superman. Superman has to go back to a helicopter and be like, damn, that hurt.
Hmm.
So like, but like Shazam and Superman find a way to take down Black Adam in the film. It's on. Oh, it's actually on HBO Max. You can watch it on
Yeah,
HBO Max right now.
all the DC
Yeah.
stuff is on HBO Max right now.
Pretty much. Pretty much most of that shit's on there. But yeah, so we're in agreement that we all liked it. I know that Prodigy liked it. He's not here. We talked about it earlier. He's really hyped about this. I'm pretty sure he had some weird hot takes that I'm not going to bring up now. I wait for him to eventually pop in and say some crazy shit. But yeah, but I mean, for the most part, everyone's liking this. I'm not as skeptical as I was, but I do plan on watching this. So there you
Have I'm trying to think. Has The Rock ever played a superhero role? Like he's just been. It's just been like action movie time
dude,
for
pretty
him.
much most of his roles, he's pretty much is a superhero.
I mean, because he's got a superhero physique, so
Mm.
there's that. Especially now, he didn't used to. He used to have just like a kind of larger gentleman physique, and now he's just like, you know, he's quite large.
Hmm.
Like, I don't know. He's been keeping up that physique for a long time, and it's like, man, at some point, he's gonna have to, slim down a little bit. Just he's getting older, and all that shit takes a toll, man. So yeah, I hope that he doesn't wait until it's too late to like lean out a little bit.
Actually, he was a villain in Scorpion King or the Mummy. Mummy 3? Was it Mummy 3?
It's Mummy
Yeah, he's
too.
a bad guy.
Uh,
Yeah, but then they did a
the
thing where they showed
Horrible.
he was a hero.
yeah, he literally has a spin-off of like 4 films. He's only in one of them, but there's a shit ton of sequels to the Scorpion King. And then versus the Mummy, Return of the Sorcerer or Return of the Scorpion King or whatever. And then he was a bad guy in Doom. In Doom, it's him versus Carl Urban, because he seems like he's the badass at the end. He like tries to take over everybody. He's all killing people.
Becomes a demon. That's what you do in
Yeah,
Doom.
yeah,
Yeah,
You either the demon or you the
for Black Adam, and yeah, Hawkman is black as hell.
yeah.
Not black as hell, but he's a black man.
he's definitely black. He's a very dark man.
I
I
didn't
mean,
realize that the first
it's
time I
cool to
played
have
it.
Thanagarians,
Same
you know,
difference.
with their
I
nth metal.
yeah, I think it'll be interesting. I was hoping that if or CW DC TV was going to continue, the crossover episode should have been about the Thanagarian invasion, like they did in Justice League. I think that would have
Hmm.
been fucking dope as fuck. And they had the opportunity too. They had a Hawk Girl and a Hawk Man. All they had to do is just have a bunch of them take over all the cities. That'd
They
have been
didn't
dope.
have Hawkeye though, so
Nah,
there's that.
damn. There's that.
Hawkman, Hot Woman, and Hawkeye. And
Damn.
what's the GI Joe guy's name? Was his name just Hawk?
I think it
There's
was
General
Shit, I gotta
Hawk.
look that-
General
Yeah,
Hawk.
General Hawk.
So there's the another trailer. Got to talk about this. I know. I think Blue, you're listening to the audiobook. I know Cronus
uh,
definitely was because he
Carlos
talked
turned
about
me
it
on to this.
before. But I knew about this comic. It's from the '90s. Very popular
oh.
with a lot of the emo crowd. Is that we finally got a Sandman trailer, which will debut on Netflix. So did y'all see this trailer?
yes, I did. Right when it dropped.
Yes.
Oh, right when it dropped. Okay.
Yeah.
What did y'all think of this?
It looks really good, especially given I didn't read the graphic novel unfortunately, but I did listen to both of the audiobooks, which are like the highest quality audiobooks out there. It's up there. I know I said before there was like another one that just came out recently that was up there with it.
Batman Unbound
Yeah,
or
I mean,
Unburied?
that's not an audiobook, but it pretty
Unburied.
much is. Yeah, Batman Unburied, Dune, and then there's another one, Dune and Sandman. They all have like super high audio qualities. Yeah, like when I was like watching the trailer, I was like, this is what I remember listening to. Like I remember him being stuck in that fucking thing and then breaking him out, and he's got to get all his fucking parts. He's got to get all like his tools back, and do all these
Hmm.
things, and I'm pretty sure the guy with like the bloody teardrop, he has like teeth for eyes or some shit like that. Remember that, Blue?
Hmm.
Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to like how it's visually gonna look now after listening to it with sound effects. It could be really cool. I hope that people like it because it's kind of weird, but I think that it's the right. I mean, because Stranger Things is fucking weird. So
Mm.
I think
Yeah.
if you like Stranger Things, this could be right up your alley because it's very fucking strange, but it's kind of a different kind of strange, but it's strange and
Very
like really
dark.
cool.
And
So what?
little fun fact: this is a DC comic. Like this
Yeah.
Mhm.
story is in DC lore, and it kind of ties, at least with the audiobook portion. It ties in, like they talk about like the Justice League, and they also talk about the Watchmen as well. So they kind of bring that into this universe. But yeah, like the audiobook was fucking amazing. Like it was so, and like there's a second season that dropped. I think it was like late last year. I need to go back and finish, but like yeah, just we got the Sandman. He was captured and he finally is free after like a long as fucking time. But like there's some crazy shit that goes down. Like for him to he's been locked up for so long that he doesn't really have his powers. And when you think of Sandman, like you think about like Sandman like with the dream stuff like that. Yeah, that's what we talk about. This is the fucking dream lord. He like
Morpheus.
yeah he doesn't know if he yeah, he feeds in your dreams. Like I think there's like a part where when he escaped, he goes into somebody's dream and like the person's at a bar and he, like shows up and start eating like food from their dream. Like that's like how he got like I guess a little bit of nourishment back. But like I don't know, just the whole storyline was fucking cool. And like the guy that has his fucking ruby, that shit's just I hope they play it like how it went in the fucking audiobook because that scene alone was like holy shit. I felt like I was going crazy just listening to it because it was just shit was fucking insane and fucking twisted. But I don't know, I'm excited about this, and we known about this for a while too that they were working on it, but like they literally dropped a trailer and saying like, oh, it comes out next month.
Yeah.
It's like holy shit, like that guy's getting straight to the fucking point. Like I remember with Stranger Things, it was like I think it was like a was it an award show or something like that? They're like, oh yeah, Stranger Things dropping tonight. It's like, wait, what?
I love that Netflix does that because it's just like it immediately wants you, it gets you invested. Like sometimes like a long lead up, like you forget about it. You know what I mean? Like remember when like Wonder Woman 1984, got announced, but then the pandemic hit and we all just kind of forgot about it. And when Netflix is like, we're gonna drop something like within the next like month, and it's like, all right, cool, because you don't have to like remember about it. It's gonna be there. It's gonna be relatively recent or soon that's gonna come out. So I don't know why every company doesn't do that. Because I mean, that that formula has worked very well for Netflix.
Um, what did you guys think of Dream himself? Because I feel like he has that Trent Reznor type look to him, which I feel like is fitting.
It is, yeah.
Uh,
I think it looked pretty.
uh,
It looked pretty good as Morpheus.
and then Lucifer by Gwendolyn Christie, like
I'm fine with that. Yeah,
yeah, I thought it was
That was
pretty interesting because you get to hear her in the trailer. You hear her talk, so I was like, oh shit, it's
I
not
kind of
all
was I
demonic
kind
or
of
anything.
wish they would use the actor who played Lucifer in the TV series Lucifer. He's the guy.
so
He's got charisma with voice and stuff like that. But then also, we got Lucifer and oh wait, no, it wasn't. Was it? No, was Lucifer and Constantine the one with Keanu Reeves? That was
yes,
Michael, huh?
Oh yeah, she
Michael
was.
was the one
That's
that played the ancient one. Same actress.
it was like some Russian
no
dude though.
Lucifer. Yeah, but Lucifer is like towards the end of the film where it's like he's all happy that he caught Constantine, but he makes a deal with he literally makes a deal with the devil.
Hmm.
So I was like, oh shit. What's
Again.
weird to me is that like this started out as a Vertigo comic before DC acquired them, and then when DC did, they like incorporated like cameos from like big time characters like Batman's been in the Sandman, Martian Manhunter, um, John Constantine, which I figure was probably the most fitting. There's a couple of other like DC characters that make their way into Sandman. I mean, they're not huge, like they're not sidekicks or anything. They just show up, for a little cameo or like a couple of panels, and then
Well, and it talks about major ones in
yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
But then also in this one, we get a relative of John Constantine with Joanna Constantine, who's in the show. So
Well,
I think that's gonna be
that to
interesting.
be off. I thought they recasted Constantine to be a woman. I was like, oh god,
No, they put
they
Joanna
did that.
Constantine because she's in the comics. She's like a distant relative of John Constantine.
Mm.
And then like
I
later
just
on in Dreams, like adventures, he runs into John Constantine a couple of times. So
I want to say John Constantine's in the second season of Sandman because I think they mentioned him, or not. They don't mention him. Like he's actually
Yeah, he's
in
in
it.
it.
Like there's a
Yeah.
story with him in it. Yeah,
yeah, see, I haven't listened.
I
I
need to
just
finish
know
the
from
audiobook.
the graphic novels, and there's mini series. There's a couple of like some couple of mini series where Sandman pops up, and he there's cameos of other people kind of jumping in and helping him out. I just remember a friend of mine was really into Sandman, so I know a little bit about it. I was never really into it. I'm like I'm not into this emo whatever is going on, but it's cool that Batman and Manhunter are in it because they had like really crazy artwork. Like the artwork was super wild. And I was like, "What the hell?" But I'm definitely interested in the series. This is coming out pretty quick, and it'll be on Netflix. So when it drops, it's gonna be all at once, so you can binge if you want.
Oh
So
yeah, and I think it's 12 episodes.
that
Yeah.
I
Let's
don't
see.
know.
I think it might be more than that.
Could be,
I'm gonna look it up real
could be
quick.
13. Um,
No, I think it's more than
moving
that.
on. There's another Netflix show that I'm kind of excited about because I love the franchise. The Wednesday series, which is the spinoff of the Adams Family. So they casted, and this is by Tim Burton. So Tim Burton's doing this series for Netflix with Wednesday. I mean, there's a teaser trailer so far.
Yeah.
Nothing super major, but
We'll see
I'm
how it
excited.
looks. I mean, Tim Burton hasn't
Mhm.
done anything in a while, as far as I remember.
Yeah, I can't remember anything huge. Oh, he did Dumbo, but that didn't really like turn too many
That was
heads
a
or
while
whatnot.
ago,
I
though. That
think
was more than 4 years,
So
more than 5 years ago, I think.
that was hella
uh,
long ago.
Yeah.
yeah. So
So
I mean,
kind of quick thing. Jump back to Sandman.
last
It's gonna be 10 episodes.
Gotcha.
okay, that sounds more Netflix style.
And it comes out
Oh,
August 5th is when it drops on Netflix.
it's
An
not too far
ancestor.
away.
Wow.
Yeah, Joanna Constantine's an ancestor. It's like his great grandmother or something.
Mm.
Something along those lines.
Yeah,
But
the
yeah,
last movie that Tim Burton made was literally Dumbo, and that was in 2019. Sorry, I thought it was much longer ago than that. But
Dude, it makes fucking slow down time. So it felt like 14 years went by. It was only
yeah,
been two.
2020 kind of stopped. The
yeah,
world stopped spinning for a minute, so it probably feels longer than it was. So,
Life was a fucking standstill. I'm trying to
uh, was that it as far as trailers? I feel like there might have been another one, maybe not.
wait,
Hold on.
kind of jumping back to Sandman the audiobook. I just kind of giving some of the A-list actors, or not A-list, maybe A B list that does some of the voice work is Kat Dennings is in there, and she
yeah,
plays fucking Death,
Oh,
and
I
she was
love me
great
some
as Death.
cat.
Yeah, James Avoy. Is that how you pronounce the
Oh,
name? He plays
McAvoy.
Morpheus.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
McAvoy.
James McAvoy. It's the young
But
Professor X.
Andy Serkis,
No
he
shit.
plays Matthew the Raven.
Oh,
Looking at names I fucking know. That's pretty much list
that's
like
still
A-list actors, but like still
that's still
pretty good
pretty
list on here.
good. That's a pretty damn good list.
Yeah.
Oh,
all right,
we got one more trailer. I think this should be the last one, because we gotta talk about it because this is coming out in like 3 weeks. It's Thor: Love and Thunder.
okay,
Y'all see this
Oh
one?
yeah.
Because we got to see our first look at Gore the God Killer or the God Butcher,
Mm. The second trailer that
and
dropped.
as yeah, well, it's the I think it's the final trailer now, but we got to see Christian Bale as Gore, and we get to see the famous sword that he has. The sword has some kind of name.
I forget the name.
Uh,
Yeah,
yeah, it's like Black Death or something like that.
It's a God
Um,
Killer.
yeah, so he's out there killing gods as Gore. We get to see Natalie Portman as the Mighty Thor, and see how her powers are already different than Thor's or her abilities. We don't see as much as the Guardians of the Galaxy, even though they're in the film. We saw them earlier in the other trailer. You see Natalie Portman's kind of yoked a little bit, you know, a little yoked, even though she's shorter than Thor, but still got a taped up Mjolnir. Um,
He's fucking gorilla glue.
Which is
yeah, Gorilla
not,
Glue.
yeah, and it's not like a couple of things real quick. So gore doesn't look the same way it does in the comic. That's fine.
Yeah.
What I think is cool though is that the effect that they use when he's in the scenes, how he like takes away like all the fucking color out of the scenes. I don't know if y'all
Oh
noticed
yeah,
that.
it's all black. Yeah,
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 now
I
that you
did. I
mention
did.
it, I was like, oh, I didn't realize it, but yeah, it's there. Everything's all black and white when he's there.
that's really cool. And then Jane Foster as Thor, it is nothing. It's not anywhere near like what it was um,
Comics.
in the comics. Yeah, it's nothing. It's nothing like that. Like so, I don't know where they're going with that, but um, the Jane Foster in the comics when she became Thor, there's a really good storyline. Hopefully, they have as good a storyline with Jane Foster as being Thor in this one. I don't think so, given like what they're showing, but I don't know. We'll see. It still looks really entertaining, and I think that what they did with like the Shattered Mjolnir and her using it, that effect was like really cool. So that could be a whole different
Yeah.
thing because, and also in the comic books, she ends up like not using Mjolnir at all. She ends up using like a whole different like Valkyrie weapon. So that's fine.
Well, I know in the
Um,
trailers we got this. There's like a scene where she does like a crazy ass fucking. It made me think of the girl from the Dead or Alive video game. The girl with the sword with a what's her name? But anyways,
Not
like
Dead or
she can use
Alive.
meter and she can fucking throw it, and like all the pieces kind of break up and basically become fucking projectiles, and then they come back.
You're talking about Soul
Reform
Calibur. You're talking
Mjolnir.
about
yeah, Mal,
Valentine.
that sounds like
Steel
yeah,
color. That's what it is.
Yeah,
Sorry, I mean
yeah,
I think she was in Dead or Alive like 4 or 5 swimsuit
Ivy. That's what it
edition.
is it
I
Ivy
think
Valentine? Is that her name?
I think that's her name.
I know her as Ivy. Her last name probably is Valentine, but yeah, Ivy had
Yeah.
the sword that looked like giant shark teeth or megalodon teeth. And there's a move, it's super hard to fucking do, where she stabs the ground and every tooth breaks apart and goes into the opponent, and then reforges the sword again. That
Basically,
move's hard to pull off.
she basically has a sword that fucking like detaches and becomes like a fucking a whip with blades,
Yeah, the
and then
whip
like
was
they also
dope.
kind of fall apart.
Oh,
But
sorry. That was
yeah,
her name. The sword name was Valentine. Her name is Ivy.
Oh,
Sorry. I used to
okay.
play the game a
There you
lot.
go. Yeah, her moves are tough because she had like different like fighting moves when she like wrapped the sword around her. She do different shit. That shit was wild.
was she in? I'm trying to think if she was in Dead or Alive. The swimsuit
The
thingy.
bikini thing.
That is her
Dead
name.
or Alive Extreme 2.
I had it right. Her name is.
No, Dead or
It is.
Alive.
Her name is
Beach,
Ivy
beach
Valentine. God damn
volleyball.
it! I didn't fuck
Yeah,
it up. Her name is Ivy Valentine. It's a snake sword.
yeah, that sword's fucking badass, but her moves are fucked up. But yeah, couple of things. One, people were posting how like the movie was doing some of the scenes from the comics almost shot for shot. Like the scene with Korg and Thor, and there's that giant beast that's dead, and I guess it's a god.
Yeah, that's
But
scene for
there,
scene in the comics. Yeah.
yeah, it's scene for scene. There's another scene that they're posting up. I forgot the scene now at the moment, but they're like, "Oh, this is directly from the comics," and it's like literally shot for shot. I was like, "Holy shit!" Uh, there's also there's also talk that this could introduce Null. Like Null could be like the big bad at the end, like kind of like what they did for Thanos. Do you guys think this is a little too early, a little too hopeful?
Well, I think it's mainly because of the sword. I think it's the same Necro sword. Yeah,
Hmm.
and that's the sword that I guess Gore is using. So
Hmm.
that could be the reason why people are thinking that he's going to be in the movie. Which I mean, if Null comes, that's a whole event. So yeah, he could be
Hmm.
the next Thanos because that's like
Well,
he's going to destroy like the vast majority of the universe with symbiotes. But if it's going to be Null, there needs to be a lead up for symbiotes. So they're going to have to bring in Venom into the MCU, which would be a great idea.
Uh,
You know,
I mean, they kind of do.
wait. He hasn't seen Far From Home.
Well,
Is that still true?
if they were hinting at
Yeah,
it,
you know.
then yeah, they could do that, and they could
Yeah.
definitely like make it a multi movie event, which would be cool.
So Cronus, you didn't see the last Spider-Man, is that correct?
No, nor that I
Or
didn't
any
watch
of them.
Venom 2 either. So yeah.
Oh yeah, Venom 2 you
You
can
don't.
skip.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
can skip
Venom
the
2
fuck
you
out
can
of that
skip.
one. That shit was horrible.
It's terrible. But the
Terrible.
latest Spider-Man is definitely worth a watch. Actually, you'll probably end up watching it twice. So it's actually pretty interesting.
I mean, I want to watch
Yeah,
it.
it's actually pretty
I
good.
need time.
Yeah, I get
Yeah.
that. But what all everything you just said still adds is like another building block to what I was like postulating about. Because if that is the case, if they're gonna build up like they did with Thanos, they kind of already started potentially, but
Who's the
very breadcrumby.
Who's
I
the
think
guy
it's
at
a
the
very
end
good
of
possibility.
Who's the guy at the end of Oh god, what's the one with Selma Hayek? The one that
The
Oh,
Eternals.
that went
Eternals.
I don't watch that one either. Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Uh,
Who's the guy at
he's
that
another he's another Eternal,
okay, the one isn't that like
but
some
he's
singer or some shit?
yeah he is. I was just about to say he's also it's Harry Styles.
He's like yeah, he's like Thanos' brother or some shit they say.
Harry Styles is in it.
Uh, yeah, Harry
Yeah.
Styles, but it's
Real
like a
quick, before I'm gonna get up real quick, 'cause I have to
yeah.
go. I have to go potty. Just saying.
Yeah.
Harry Styles has a song called "Watermelon Sugar High."
Oh
Watch,
yes.
listen to the song, watch the video, and tell me that song is not about eating pussy. I'm just saying.
Oh, 100%, 100%.
Hey, if it's not brown sugar, then
See,
fucking D'Angelo.
I'm still not convinced that brown sugar's about what Prodigy claims it's about, but it is what it is.
Wait, what does
This
he
song.
claim it's about?
He claims it's about cocaine. But I'm like,
Oh yeah,
cocaine,
yeah.
or actually no, I think it's not about cocaine. It's about another drug. I think it's more about crack because when you burn
Oh yeah.
cocaine, turns black, turns brown. So and
I
then
mean,
like
like,
I mean,
I kind of
it
see
could
that,
go
but
that way, but I mean, if you think about both pussy and crack can give you the same
yeah,
effect.
yeah,
So,
that was up for interpretation.
hmm I
It's
mean, if you
like if you look at like a painting, like everybody sees the painting in different avenues or different lights, depending on how your life is affected. But like, yeah, brown sugar to me is about a woman.
that's what I
I
would
got
think too.
some bomb ass nookie nookie.
Yeah, and he also in the song he mentions his sister. I'm like, who? I mean, I
But
guess
then again, I could say it was
cocaine could be sisters.
yeah. Cause I'm like looking at the lyrics right now, and it talks about like he talks about brown sugar got me open. Now I want some more. Always down for a menage a trois. And it's like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah. I mean, who the
that sounds
third
like
would be
those
like,
people, but I guess
it could be, cause you
you
could,
do cocaine with some weed or
yeah,
some
you was gonna
fucking
say you could lace it. I forgot what they call it. They call it something else. Cause I mean, I'm not like super versed on drugs, cause I don't do them, but
was
still
it
know about them. Still
he
know
says
the dangers of using.
yeah, see it's hard because
What?
I think we probably talked about this before, and like just the whole fact that he's kind of it feels like he's described a woman because he talks about how her skin is like caramel with those cocoa eyes, saying she's got like
Mm-hmm.
brown eyes, and she even got a big sister by the name of Chocolate Tot. Well, actually, this might be the case opener right here. What the hell does chocolate tie mean?
Chocolate tie? I don't know. We don't have
Okay,
Prodigy on
chocolate
here.
tie. Chocolate tie is a strain of marijuana. It's a THC. Cronus, do you know what chocolate tie is?
He,
No,
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it's a strain of marijuana. So we're talking about
it's a
brown sugar
lyric in
baby. Yeah,
Yes.
but yeah, chocolate tie
It's
is
exactly what we're talking about.
chocolate tie is a strain of cannabis from wow, it's been around since 1960s.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Wow.
So is LSD. LSD's been
So
around since the 60s.
brown sugar might be about cocaine.
It could be, but it could be about, chocolate sisters. I'm
I
Or
heard
just
it
that
was
saying.
too.
about heroin.
Oh, yeah,
Or that too.
that's you. Um,
See,
so
I'm saying
Blue,
it's about a sister.
Blue, I got to put you on the spot because you've been talking about this. I know you wanted to bust this out. You've been asking if we've seen it. You've seen this, the Chippendale Rescue Rangers like live action
Dude,
revival. What
oh my
what what,
god.
what you got?
So when the trailer first dropped for the show for this movie, I was like, this looked like boo boo garbage. but it was free on Disney Plus. I'm like, I got some time to kill. Let me watch that. Let me watch this because I loved Chippendale Rescue Rangers when I was a kid.
Yeah.
It was fucking funny. It's a really great series, and like Dell, not Dell, Gadget. I was young. I didn't understand my body, the feels I had on my body, but she was a goddamn
Damn.
hot little mouse.
Ah,
The
dang.
fucking in her fucking onesie, fucking jumper suit. But
Damn.
no, like I love Chippendale as a kid, and I had a friend that subscribed to Disney Adventures, and like I would go to his house, we would sit there fucking reading them because they were fucking great. But yeah, I thought when I first saw the trailer, I was like, this is garbage. This is gonna be horrible. Like, why are they doing this? But low key, this shit was fucking good. Like the, I mean, they play. There's a lot of nostalgia with this, and there's a lot of like Easter eggs, fan favorites, like that. But like, they did a really good job of this movie, and like, it's it's basically what it's about. Is Chip and Dale like it's talking about their story as being actors in the show Chip and Dale. So they're actors in Chip and Dale,
So they went
and like
meta.
yeah, they went super fucking bad. Like, this is after the show ended, and like you have you have actors in like popular shows, and they just kind of go nowhere after that show ends, and it talks about the life after that. But yeah, the Easter eggs and the comedy and like the shit that fucking happens with this shit, it's up there with it's kind of a modern version of Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Like Who
I
Framed
got
Roger
that vibe
Rabbit
too.
kind of
Yeah.
had yeah, it had that they took in other shows, brought it into like the Disney universe. I mean, we had Mickey Mouse and fucking Bugs Bunny
And Ugly
fucking
Sonic.
skydiving together.
Ugly Sonic. I haven't
Yeah,
watched it yet, but I know the Ugly
dude,
Sonic thing.
the ugly Sonic thing was that's what sold me on the show. They redeemed ugly Sonic, which is like how the fuck did you do that? Like like it's so well written the way they bring ugly Sonic back into this fold, and they just do it's it when it makes me think of like how I kind of mentioned how they cast oh god, Colin Farrell to play the Penguin in the Batman movie in the Batman, but he just looks like the dude from what's the name? I can't think of the guy's actor's name anymore.
I know what you're talking
And that's
about.
basically how this was.
The voice of
Yeah,
Bing
it's
Bong.
that's how
But his voice though, that's yeah. He cannot be
it's
Penguin.
they yeah it's just I don't know, they just did a really good job with this series, and like they bring in like a bunch of Easter eggs. Like there's even video game like Easter eggs in this shit. But I don't know. It was just really fun movie. I would give it. I'd probably give it nostalgia wise. I'll give it an 8. As far as like like filming, like acting stuff like that, probably like a 7. But like the nostalgia kind of definitely brings it up. Especially there's a scene where they go. You know how they always say like, oh, that area is kind of on the other side of the tracks. Like literally, that's what they do. They go to the other side of the track to go like to like the sketchy area where things are. But that sketchy area is fucking downtown Disney, not downtown Disney, but it's Main Street Disney, which I thought was fucking hilarious. But I don't know, it's just it's really it's. Oh no, that they also go to they go down to the Uncanny Valley, and like it's just a bunch of weird animation that just looks bad. And I don't know. It's really good. I highly recommend it. It's up there for shows for Disney Plus.
Well,
How you guys gotta watch it, especially the scene with Seth Green. That shit was fucking had me rolling.
I do want to play it because people were freaking out about Ugly Sonic. All of a sudden, I see these
Dude.
memes and I see like literal people posting as if he's some kind of used car salesman and like crazy lines. And I'm like, dude, what the hell is this about? I didn't think it was real. And then everyone was like, no, this is in Chip and Dale's. I'm like, what? They brought back Ugly Sonic. Then there was articles being written about it. I was like, oh shit, this is real. So I was like, dude, I gotta check. I used to love Rescue Rangers. Like I had the NES game. I beat the brakes off
Oh
that
yeah.
game. I used to beat
Hmm.
that game up and down the hallway because that thing was fucking fun as hell. It was a fun ass game. So I hadn't had a chance to watch it. I do want to watch it, but I've been catching up on some of this other stuff and checking out new stuff. Definitely The Boys, Star Trek: Strange New Worlds, and then Kenobi. So I'm watching me some Kenobi. So
I watched me some Kenobi. I caught up last night. I need to watch more Stranger Things, but we watched some. No, I started watching Kenobi 2 nights ago.
you know,
Yeah, I'm enjoying
What's your
it.
take on
But I
Kenobi
need
so
to I
far?
need to keep watching Stranger Things. But yeah, Kenobi, I still like it. I like the direction that they're going. I like the fact that they're showing Darth Vader doing villain shit.
hmm
And I'm pretty sure that's James Earl Jones is the voice, right, of Vader.
he is the voice. They brought him back. I mean, it
Yeah.
was
Oh
pretty
shit,
obvious,
really?
but they kind of changed his voice to make it sound a little younger. They did a lot of
I
stuff with
thought
the
they
audio stuff, but it is Hayden Christensen in the suit.
Yeah, I knew
That's him
that.
in the suit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I'm like,
so
that's not
it's
his
still
voice.
pretty cool. No, it's definitely not his voice. Um,
yeah when he spoke, I was
Prodigy's
like,
been.
are they using like a voice emulator to make him sound like old school Vader? But like now that you
I'm
said
pretty
that
sure.
it's actually James Earl Jones, I'm like, okay,
Yeah, I
that's
think
fucking respect.
they're using AI to make him sound younger. So using this AI like algorithm to make him sound like he did in the
You know the
'70s.
AI just changed the fucking pitch.
Yeah,
I could do
well,
that.
so I don't
Little
know.
fun fact about James Earl Jones that he has a speech impediment.
He had a speech
So
He
impediment.
had one. Yeah, I remember he worked through it.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's always there. Just some certain instance could trigger it. But yeah, he like definitely worked on it. But I just thought that was interesting for a guy who has a fucking iconic voice, who actually has kind of trouble talking,
A lot of
kind
people
of
have problems with a lot of shit. I'm
like
glad
a
that
boy
he
blue.
worked through his. Yeah, and he made it like his
hmm
thing. Yeah, because I can imagine him sounding a different way. You know, he's one of those. Like, he's up there with like Morgan Freeman and like David Attenborough. There's a whole bunch of other iconic voices that are out there, and
hmm
he's right up there.
It's
How
all
far
this,
did you
man.
Hmm?
how far did you get, Cronus?
With
With Kenobi.
I watched the latest episode on with Vader, where he's like doing Vader shit.
Vader was like,
Okay.
"How do you like your Obi-Wan Kenobi?"
Yeah, and Obi Wan was
Oh,
like,
easy.
he's basically a coward.
Yeah.
He was like, oh,
Uh,
it was like the cops in Uvalde. I'm just saying. He was like, yeah, that's not me. Later,
okay.
Yeah.
Because
like you're killing everybody. I got powers, but yeah, even though I
yeah,
beat him
because
before.
I watched today's episode, so I wasn't sure. I doubt you got
Oh,
that far,
yeah, I
but
didn't watch
yeah,
today's episode, so I guess I'm not caught up. That's
yeah, that's
all
fine.
right.
Yeah,
So
I watched that
Prodigy has.
over.
I'm gonna bring this up now, even though he's not here. He's been going off
Throw him into the
the
fire.
last couple of days. Yeah, did he talk to you about this, Blue? He's like going all crazy.
I don't think so.
So the scene where Obi-Wan is in the fire and Vader pushes him out of the fire, which essentially puts out most of the fire. Prodigy, I guess he didn't understand what was happening in that scene,
He didn't
and I
push him
was
out of the
like,
fire. I thought that the chick shot the fucking thing that exploded and
no,
put
no,
out the
no.
fire.
This is before that. No, before that, Vader pushes him out of the fire. He force pushes him into machinery behind him, which he smacks into, and then the girl that's up top, she takes a shot and blows up the rest of the crystals, which sets that whole thing on fire. So this is where Prodigy's problem comes in. He's like, well, what's going on with this? Like, Vader shouldn't be afraid of this fire. Like, he's in there raising his hand, trying to shield himself like he's some kind of little bitch. I'm like, hold on, bro. When you see this, literally in this scene, the time index is 39 minutes and 18 seconds. I had to show him this, and he said he's watched it too. I'm like, I think you might either need glasses or you're not watching the same thing. When that
Mhm.
ignites, Vader is in the fire. Like, he's literally on the coals, and all of that ignites in his face. And he like kind of backs up. He takes a step out of the fire so he doesn't catch fire again. And for some reason, Project thinks that's some kind of bitch move. I was like, what are you talking about, dude? Like, he's not impervious to fire, as we can see. He can still be blown up. As we saw
I
this
mean, he
this
literally got lit
explosion.
on. He literally lost like all of this. There's a problem that actually I have with Darth Vader's like physical body. So if you go back and watch,
Revenge of the Sith?
yeah, Revenge of the Sith, and Obi-Wan does one swipe, and all of a sudden he's missing like 3 limbs.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, what? And then if you watch like the show, he's missing all four limbs.
Oh no, yeah. In the movie, he's missing. He is missing four limbs.
How did he do that with one? Like, was he
He
just
does
like
two. He does two cuts. He does the two. He does
midair?
two swings in midair. He does two cuts, and it cuts off all four limbs.
I got to go back and watch because
So
it didn't seem like two cuts when
his
I first watched it. It was a long
yeah,
time
it's
ago.
two cuts. His left leg
I know one is
is
longer.
cut. Yes, his left leg is longer than his right. So his right is cut at the thigh. His left is cut at the knee, and both of his arms are cut both at the elbow.
Yeah.
What?
So
I'm thinking of
it's
Skywalker.
because
I was gonna say,
when Anakin flips, he flips over him. When you're curled on the ball, all your limbs are there. So he does two swipes to cut them all off.
If he curled the ball, like there's no, could have just cut
He
him in
didn't cut
half.
through him. Yeah,
Yeah,
he didn't cut him in half.
that's
Yeah.
some real precise shit. I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. I mean, but that's basically the issue that Prodigy has. He thinks that the show made Vader look like a bitch, and I'm like, dude, you're tripping. And he's like, no. So he's been arguing with multiple people to literally today about the very thing. I'm like, I think you need to rewatch this episode or zoom in.
Well,
or
no, I think
something.
he doesn't understand that to Vader, Obi-Wan is basically zero threat, zero fucking threat at this point. And this really highlights that of him. Like he could barely fight at that point. He couldn't do anything against Vader. He got fucking force choked like a bitch. And he's supposed to be like the top dog, And obviously I guess he was rusty, but I mean, damn, for a guy that put him into a goddamn basically an iron lung, and now he can barely fight. It's just like he already won. Like you don't even
made
need
him a
to like.
Yeah, he doesn't need to.
collegiate.
Yeah.
That's kind of true. But Vader wanted revenge, and he wanted slow, and he wanted to take his time because he tells his stormtroopers to go get him. He's going back to his castle, and he's going to have his way with them in a not very pleasant way. Um, and it wasn't just that Kenobi was old; he was terrified. He was terrified, like he was literally like shaking when he heard Vader behind him. He's like spinning around like he's gonna come and get me, like the boogeyman's gonna get me. He's like sweating, like he was terrified. And I thought that was great. I thought that was great PTSD that they showed for Obi-Wan, that he was terrified of Vader, terrified. And I thought that was great
So I just
showing.
I
Go
threw up the last episode, and like, yeah, literally Vader does like a fourth move, and like he's pulling Kenobi into the flames, but then he does like a fourth move to push him out of it,
Mhm.
and that takes out the flames, and the girl hadn't even shot yet. Like
Okay.
that. So I don't know what project he was talking about, but
I don't know either. I think he's just.
But
I think he was
did-
expecting
actually,
more.
Vader
don't know.
did Vader get burned before the chop, or did he, like, after the chop, did he fall into the flames? Like, I can't remember what fucking happened.
What do you mean in episode 3?
What happened on Tatooine? No, not Tatooine.
Oh, Mustafar.
Yeah, in episode 3.
No, he was cut first, and then he
I'm
got
gonna look
set
it up.
on fire. He was cut, and then he was set on fire. Like
He
you
started
see
to
him-
fall close to the lava, right?
He like he slides backwards, and then like his back leg catches fire, which engulfs the rest of him in fire. So I was like, oh shit! And then Obi-Wan pretty much watches it, and as he's caught on fire, Obi-Wan walks away. He's like, oh, I can't watch this one out. That's the last time he sees him. And when he sees him again, he's terrified, pissing himself. So I'm enjoying it.
I mean,
I like
dude
today's
did
episode.
go around killing a bunch of younglings, so you can't.
And he still does. He killed some kid in that episode, cracking necks.
Oh,
So,
yeah, yeah. A little kid came around. I was like, "Daddy." Oh, Vader was like, "Oh, boink."
Crack.
Just
yeah,
snap fucking
crack.
necks and shit.
Give a fuck about what you say, kid. So I'm enjoying this series. People that are kind of complaining, I feel like
Go
they
back.
have some weird kind of far-fetched. There's maybe one person I ran into that had some kind of legit criticism, but to me, they're not like show breaking. I mean, I'm enjoying the series. There's only a couple more episodes left, so I want to see if they can stick the landing. That's basically the main thing. So, yeah. Also, the new series out today because a lot of people are talking about is
I mean, it's pretty good.
Miss Marvel. Oh, go ahead, Blue.
Well, kind of jump back to Obi-Wan Kenobi. I think did we talk about it last week about how people were complaining about how like, oh, we're on fucking Tatooine again, Tatooine, like,
No,
oh,
that was
can we
more
go some
Prodigy.
fucking where else?
That was more Prodigy. Prodigy kept bitching that we're back
Well,
on.
I kind of gotta agree. Like, I'm kind of. Well, that's what I like about the Mandalorian. Like, we didn't talk about the Skywalkers until we did eventually, which kind of sucked. But like the whole
What?
Mandalorian thing, just like learning about that race and like like Yoda's, not Yoda, Goguru, like learning about like their
Grogu.
race and stuff like that was kind of cool. But yeah, like every fucking Star Wars thing, it's all about the Jedi, not Jedi. It's all about the Skywalkers. Like even like the Force Awakening and this and that. Like, I mean, it's always about the Skywalkers. Like, it's cool to see something a little bit different. I mean, what was it what was the one that happened um before not is it New Hope? Is before episode 4.
Oh, Rogue
What movie
One.
takes place before that one?
Rogue One.
Yeah,
Rogue
Rogue
One
One. Like that
takes
one
place.
didn't touch too much on with the Skywalkers, but like yeah, it's all about the Skywalkers. They own this universe basically. They're basically the Kim Kardashians or the Kardashians of the universe.
The fuck? That's some
Is Conan
bullshit.
still here? Or is
Where's
he
the
drop
Skywalker
off?
sex tape?
Oh, damn.
Just saying. That's what they
He
need.
Yeah.
He
Well, I
did
seen
kiss his
it.
sister, though.
I seen it.
You seen it?
I seen it.
Where's
Son
the
of
Where's
a
the Ray
bad.
J running up in him?
Well, you have
More like Lando Calrissian
have
running
you seen
through
the
Princess
Star
Leia.
Wars? There was I guess no Spaceballs. They did the whole like Swartz. But no, there's some there's some Star Wars adult entertainment out there.
Oh yeah, there's a
There's
burlesque. There's a
Binhead.
You
burlesque
find
show.
them if you go by the right avenues.
There's a burlesque show that's actually showing like right now.
Oh shit, yeah, there is in Vegas.
Yeah, I think there's one in San
What's up?
Francisco too.
All right, where are you next? Oh, is it really?
I believe so.
Oh, the dark side. Something dark side.
Where did y'all want to go next? I brought up Miss Marvel, which aired today, which I don't expect everyone to have watched, but I watched it just before
No, I
the.
haven't had a chance to watch it.
I watched it just before the podcast. So
We can't talk about Batman and Barry yet because I'm fucking far behind. I'm like 4 episodes at least behind at this point.
Oh man, you
Yeah,
need to
no.
fucking watch it.
I'm sorry.
listen,
I got you on it.
God, it's so
and I'm
good.
sorry. It's
Like-
Dungeon,
it's like-
Dungeon Crawler Carl
I feel like
Butcher's Masquerade came out, and that was like 20 something hours long, and it was really good. So I had to listen to it.
oh god, there's like it's like doing drugs. It's like, oh come on, man, you gotta get a hit too.
Yeah,
Can't be here
I'll-
high
I'll-
by myself.
I'll get on it. Don't worry, man. I'll get on it.
But no, just like oh god, the latest episode is when
Are you gonna
actually,
spoil? Are you really
I
gonna
have an
spoil
issue
this
with
for
the
me?
last one.
Yeah, but can you not talk about it? I mean, because
No, I'm gonna spoil it for you. No, I just want to say one gripe I have is there's something that happens in the last episode. Where I'm like, fuck, really? Like, God, that. Okay. I guess I gotta deal with it. But yeah, okay, that's it. That's all I'm gonna say. But it's
okay,
really good. You gotta listen to it, man. You gotta listen to it.
I'll listen to it. I'll have to do
And it's short.
something writing on the way back.
30
I know the 30 minutes long,
minutes.
but I'll probably listen to it on the way.
Yeah.
If I can find a way to listen to them on my way back from NorCal while I'm writing, I can listen to it. But it's loud with maybe I'll get like one of those headset things for my helmet. See if that'll help. Usually I listen to music, but I'll try and see if I can do an audiobook. Anyway, what else is on here?
few things on here. I don't know where y'all want to go
We
next.
have that. Did we
What happened?
Way too much silence. You just you dropped off.
Yeah, I know. I was like, what were you saying, Blue?
Yeah.
Well, I
Well,
guess
no, I was gonna say that we ever touch on the whole Batman being bi thingy.
Oh yes, I can talk about that only because I think it's like literally
I know
right
you-
fucking next to me, like the comic book. What? Yeah. So this is the comic right here. It's Oh Jesus Christ! The fucking glare is terrible. It's Batman the Knight, number 5, and Screen Rant. I had to look him up before the podcast. So I actually read part of the article, and the article was about Batman. It says the name of the article is Batman fans react to hints Bruce Wayne being bisexual. This is one of the most leading and bullshit fucking article titles of all fucking time because I actually read this comic and it doesn't hint at him being bisexual at the slightest. All he does is get close to a guy and it seems like he's gonna kiss him and then he steals something from him. And that was the point of him getting close to him. And that's this person's thinking of hinting that Bruce Wayne is bisexual. I mean, first of all, I don't really care if he's bisexual or not, but to put like some clickbaity ass article in here and a spoiler potentially, because to me it was a spoiler because it came out like the day or the day before the actual comic came out. I was super pissed about it. But the fact that that was not even the case in the comic, like it doesn't hint on him being bisexual at all, and it's just fucking dumb. He happens to have a friend of his that is kind of on him with his journey. That's a guy, and I'm not going to spoil the whole thing, but he gets close to the guy for a reason to get something, and for somebody to
get
just what's up? No, not even his dick. He doesn't kiss him. He doesn't even fucking hug him. He doesn't even fucking touch him. And
Awesome.
it's for some reason this person injects that he might be bi. The fuck are you talking about? Like,
yeah.
there's other like bisexual, LGBTQ, characters in comic books. Bruce Wayne at this point in time is not one of them. And for you to like lie and be super suggestive that he might be in this, it's fucking bullshit. I think it's bullshit because you're making people that might be, LGBTQ like read this comic, and if they read it, then they're gonna be disappointed because you totally just misled all of them, misled all of them altogether, and you disappointed me because I was like, what the? Because it was like day one or actually the day before the comic came out, and you spoiled this shit, which wasn't even fucking true, like not even the slightest. So it's like, go fuck yourself. I even said the person's name, Liam McGuire from Screen Rant. Fuck you. You're an idiot. Stop writing, or write better.
Yeah, like I know what they posted like a couple of pages, one page from the comic, and it basically had Bruce Wayne like literally talking to another guy, and they were leaning in close, and somebody walks in, and it's like, oh, like did I interrupt something? And that was it. But since Grove said like, oh yeah, he actually stole something from them, like okay, like that's just spy shit. That's basically what Bruce Wayne does. Like he'll get something, get close, steal it from you, and just fucking walk away.
Well, I think,
But
I mean, I'm reading through this, and
I'm cool with like the whole.
Sorry, I'm reading like tweets about this, and like every person that tweeted about this, like you're all idiots. Like every person that says like Batman potentially just confirmed to be bisexual that's pretty cool, but they didn't.
Yeah,
at all.
Yeah, that's what I keep seeing. I kept seeing like, oh, the DC had confirmed that Batman is gay or not gay, but he's bi and blah blah blah. I'm like, what? That doesn't seem right.
Yeah,
but like I mean, I'm cool with like characters being bi characters and gay characters and stuff like that. Like Batman is pretty established for being like, I don't know, that male, not machismo guy, but like he's just
an alpha male.
Like, you never hear about him like. I mean, there's always a thing with him and Robin that people kept making fun of and stuff like that. Like, oh, why is a grown man having all these boys and things, stuff like that. Like that's just some stupid shit people keep fucking saying. But no, like I don't know. He's always. I never questioned his sexuality, but then again, like I never really cared about his sexuality. Like, yeah, there's Vicky Vale and Catwoman. Like those only and Natalia. Like those are only three women I can think of that he's kind of messed around with. Like he's not out there slinging dick. I mean, even though we got
wait, there's a couple more.
One of the comic.
There's Vicky Vale, Catwoman, Talia al Ghul, Batgirl.
Well, and this is hold on, real quick though. The
he
person
did
that
sleep
wrote
with Batgirl.
The person that wrote this article is like they're highlighting these tweets from people about this, and one of the tweets says Batman supports his bisexual son so much he joined him, But this
Oh
person
damn.
obviously doesn't even read the comic because this is a Bruce Wayne when he was like 17, 18 years old. He has no kids. Like, what the fuck are you talking
The
about?
warts.
Like, do you read comics, bro? Like for real. And
Yeah.
people just they stretch so fucking far for this shit. And don't get me wrong, when there is an LGBTQ, good written comic, definitely highlight it.
I-
But don't go out there and stretch, to make a
It's
character seem bi or whatever when they're not. Clearly not.
is this the same author who wrote the? Because I think it was comic whatever that did it too for where they said Superman. Oh, Superman's gay, and turned out to be like one of Superman's sons turned out to be gay, or a version of
Yeah,
Superman was
well, I
gay
don't
or
know if
something like
that's the
that.
guy, but yeah,
Is
that
this the
one made
same
me angry
author?
too because it's the same. If that was the same person, that would make me
No
really
spoiler.
disappointed, and they should stop like just writing in general for spoiling shit. Because yeah, they were talking about like Superman being gay, but it was his son, and he was bi, and that it was just totally poorly written to like it was super clickbaity for things, and it's just like this is the reason why you have fucking dumbasses on the right talking about how there's a gay agenda. It's for stupid shit like this. So just fucking stop giving them the low hanging fruit. It's okay. It's perfectly fine that there is LGBTQ characters in comic books. Like I think the vast majority of rational people are way beyond this at this point in time. But when you write articles like this, you give the Tucker Carlsons of the world, you know, ammunition to be anti-LGBTQ. Like, look at their agenda. Look what they're doing with our beloved comic, but it doesn't exist. You're just making up controversy.
Hmm.
I'm trying to
All
find
bad.
that article about
Uh,
my son.
yeah,
But I
because
think
there's
I think they even say like Clark Kent. Like they didn't say like his son. Like they literally
no, they
went in and said like,
they just said Superman, and there's also they went as far as they interviewed Dean Cain about it. It wasn't the
Yeah.
same
oh
outlet.
yeah,
It was just one. There was a particular outlet that interviewed Dean Cain about it. I was like, what?
it was
When that's
comicbook.com, right? That did the
may
Batman one.
I feel like everybody did it. To be
No, but I'm
honest.
just saying like the article that you're talking about, Kronos, that
Mhm.
where they kind of leaked it about Batman being gay or being bi.
Yeah.
Oh no, he
Was
said
it
Screen Rant.
comicbook.com?
No, it's
Screen
Oh,
it's
Rant.
Screen
Screen
Rant.
Rant. Yeah.
Um, yeah. What was it? There was something that someone else brought up on the cast too about this situation. I can't forgot to like make a note about it, but it was just it's been weird. We've actually been talking about this for like probably 2 years when
We know
well
kind of.
established. Go ahead, Blue.
Well, no, I was gonna say kind of jump back to the thing. With Young Justice, Aqualad, like his character's gay, which at first like I think it was like season. I think it was recent seasons we learned that he was gay, and it was like I was like, holy shit, wow, he's gay.
Yeah.
That's pretty fucking cool.
And he's getting the
Which I was
comics
like,
too. Yeah.
Yeah, he was gay in the comics like 6 months because they made the change in the show because of the comic. So he came. It was the news dropped that he was gay, and then they made the change on the show. Like literally right when that came out, later on that summer, I believe. I think it was in August or something. But people were freaking out. They're all talking about an agenda and like, oh, here they go changing, first of all, a black man, a heroic black man into like, a gay character. I'm like, well, hold on, bro. He was gay in the comics. Like,
Yeah, and it's also pretending like black people can't be gay. Like I don't. This is the problem. Like
yeah,
one of those like weird like fucking kind of racist thing of like every single black dude on the planet has to be fucking uber masculine. And
mhm.
even that being said, what I said is even still like kind of fucked up to say because you can be masculine and be gay. So like what the
mm,
fuck?
Like my favorite gay character uh in movies or TV show was fucking Lafayette from True Blood. Like
Mm.
that dude.
oh yeah,
I mean, he was he
R.I.P. dude.
he could be hard. He was God. That guy was so fucking. That's like
He
he
was
was my
good
favorite character in True Blood. He was so
because
fucking good.
he was real as fuck. He kept it 100 every season. He kept it 100. He didn't give
Lafayette
a
was a fucking
fuck.
shit.
He didn't give a fuck about nobody except for his boyfriend. And then when his boyfriend got ended, it was all bad. So I mean,
He did. Oh man.
he was such a good actor, but it's unfortunate what happened to him though.
Didn't he?
Yeah.
He passed away, didn't
He killed himself.
he? Yeah.
Yeah, he committed suicide.
Yeah.
So
That's
He's also he was Mark not Malcolm X. He was Martin Luther King in
he's in 42. Was
Ellum.
that? Oh yeah, he's in the Jackie Robinson film 42 with
Mm,
um, Chadwick Boseman.
God, man, there's some good
So
actors who took their life way too fucking early. Like the guy who played Jet Jackson, who was all he also played
oh
Cyborg in
yeah,
on fucking Smallville, and he also was on. I think he was in like he was on some other show, but yeah, he took his life too, and it's like, man, that's
dude,
fucking
his
crazy.
career was literally about to skyrocket because the famous Jet Jackson was about to end, but they had all these plans for him, to basically jump into movies. He could have been in the MCU very easily, and he took his life. It was
Man,
all
it's been a
bad.
tragedy. Man,
But
we went
yeah,
dark.
show did
Camera's dark right now too.
All
Okay,
right.
my fucking light died.
Let's wrap this up.
for
All right,
show.
all right, Chronos. Since you want to wrap it up, what you got populating
I'm
this week
coming.
until the next episode?
Yeah, I'm coming back to the Bay temporarily for just a couple days to my youngest daughter to graduation on Friday, and then I got to get my motorcycle and ride it back down. One of my motorcycles. I'm gonna drop another one off to Blue, my good old trusty yellow VFR, and then I got to figure out. I got to find my title for it, and then sell it or give it away to somebody. Shit, Blue, if you want it, if I get the title, I'll fucking sign it over to you if you want. But it's not like your Ninja, so
Yeah.
or your old Ninja. Other than that,
Wait, Odin is right there.
I know. I was about to say, wait, what?
this dude's
I
got
didn't go
jokes.
nowhere.
That was a great joke.
Yeah, it
Um,
was.
we found a perfect property for us, but it was a little high on the price, so we put in an offer that was underbid, and with some contingencies because we had to sell a bunch of properties to do it. But hopefully if we do get it, it's gonna be fucking great. If not, we'll figure something out. So because the housing market right now has definitely slowed down here, and it might have slowed down up there. I hope it doesn't slow down up in the Bay because, yeah, I want money for my property.
Yeah.
so so yeah,
Gotta get
we'll see
paid.
what's gonna happen with that. But right now, I'm with my brother and staying at his place, so I got at least a place to stay for a while. But yeah, other than that, I'm looking forward to getting my youngest into school again. Right now, she's going to magic camp, which is cool because she only understands like some of the magic, like things, like tricks.
Like Harry Potter type shit, or like
Yeah,
Magic the
definitely. She's
Gathering.
doing like Horcruxes and shit like that. We started off fucking super advanced.
Oh man.
I'm just saying.
She's gonna fuck me
You gotta
summoning
split your
demons and
soul
shit.
up into these special objects.
Ah,
These are Harry
gotta
Potter jokes.
commit.
Hopefully you get those.
Hey, as long as if she can say words backwards, she's golden.
That's Zatanna.
She'd be like Santana.
Yeah. Anyway, that was some nerdy goodness right there. Yeah, that's basically all I got.
All right. Oh, Ninja, what you got crackulated, populated until the next episode?
So,
Da, da,
speaking of
da, da, da.
Harry Potter, I am supposed to go see Harry Potter and the Cursed Child later on next week. I
Like the
guess
play?
That is a great
yeah, the
fucking
plays.
play. Honestly,
Yeah,
it's dope.
yeah. I'm going for my sister's birthday, so she really wants to go. She literally said she really, really, really wants to go. End quote. Um, so I'm like, all right. So I'm looking at tickets. Apparently, going during the week is cheaper than the weekend, obviously. So we're gonna go during the weekday, like probably just before the cast, see the play. Just trying to stay cool. We've had some really weird weather, so probably gonna be
Yeah.
in more than out. Because it like legit kind of rained and sprinkled throughout the bay. It's kind of weird. Um, gonna be watching definitely some of this stuff. More of the boys, more Star Trek: Strange New Worlds. Try to start Diabolical or what was it? The Boys Diabolical. Um, I started Miss Marvel, so hopefully we'll talk about it next week. Hopefully, it's only been one episode so far. Excuse me. So we'll see how that goes with everybody else. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
All right, cool. well, for your boy Blue here, there's a show, an anime. There's a Chinese anime on Netflix I've been watching called the fuck. What is it called? The Immortal Demon God or something shit like I can't remember the fucking name. Actually, let me see. It's called the Daily Life of a Mortal King. It's a Chinese anime. The reason why I say it's a Chinese anime because it's a Chinese, but it's anime, which is fucking cool. But it's basically about this kid who's he's it's it's almost like My Hero Academia. So basically, it's a school for people who have like higher spiritual powers, and this one kid's just fucking One Punch Man, just fucking shit up, and not even realizing it. But it's a cool anime on Netflix. You can watch it there. Uh, but it's actually funny. TikTok turned me onto that. And, like the first episode was like, holy shit, this guy is fucking One Punch Man. But yeah, definitely check that out. Um, I'm definitely catching up on Kenobi. We got the boys that dropped. We got a little bit. We got a few things from PlayStation Let's Play, and one of the announcements that came from there was that their new game plus has been added to Zero Horizon Dawn, uh,
Horizon
Forbidden
Zero Dawn.
West. I always fuck that name up, but yeah, for Forbidden West has been updated with new game plus has been added. So definitely, if you pass the game, go back in there and just play it again with all your fucking upgrades. Um, that's about it. Oh, my the sweetness got me a Ninja air fryer that also dehydrates. So I've been dehydrating like all kind of foods, like peaches and strawberries and apples and banana. I've been going fucking crazy because I've always wanted a dehydrator ever since I was a little kid watching like an infomercial. I'm like, oh, like you can dehydrate stuff. That's cool. But my main goal is try to make some fucking jerky, not like Jamaican jerky or something like that, but like actually like beef jerky. So I'm working my way up to there, but like I don't know, it's kind of cool having an air fryer, and plus it's an instant pot one. It's an instant
The
pot
attachment.
vortex. No, it's not the attachment. It's actually its unit itself. But yeah, it's called the vortex, and it's kind of funny because when you turn it on, um, actually once the fruit or whatever starts to be dehydrated, if you take it out to kind of expect it, you close it and put it back in there. There's actually a vortex of wind that blows, and all of a sudden, all the like little pieces start flying around. But I think it's kind of cool. But yeah, that's about it. Once I said, watching the boys. There's something else I feel like I'm watching that.
Oh, Young
It,
Justice Phantoms, because that
yeah,
shit's
Young
on.
Justice.
That's out tomorrow.
Yeah, I talked about it being slow the first couple of episodes, but yeah, they fucking picked up, and I definitely like them having the black um
General Zod.
uh General Zod, which he looks fucking dope. It's kind of crazy because like once they come out of the Phantom Zone, I'm like, oh wait, Homegirl's not black. I
Yeah,
was,
she's all white.
I was like,
She's kind of like
hold on.
red. She's kind of mixed, kind of.
Yeah, I
But
was
it
all
was
kind
still.
of confused.
Yeah, I was confused as well. I was like, wait, what? What is that about? So I was like, okay, sure. I mean, I was cool with it. I mean, but he is very much General Zod. But he's like the is he? I guess he did this a descendant of Valzad or something because their son is because it's like the whole family. It's mom, dad, son, and then he has an army.
Hmm.
So it's like, holy shit, there's a lot of them.
Yeah, it's
So
it's it's kind of cool what they're doing with that series, and it's
yeah,
it's always been that way with that show.
and it ended on a cliffhanger last week. So tonight will be a very interesting episode. I'm excited for tonight's episode because it looks like
Same here.
shit was gonna hit the fan. And holy shit, did you see what they did to one character? Because I was like, holy shit, they went too hard. You know what I'm talking about, Blue?
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm
Yeah,
like, oh shit,
I was like,
yeah,
dude, there's no way that they ended this character like this. But it looked pretty.
yeah.
It even looked gruesome. I was like, holy shit, this looks all bad.
What's
Um,
crazy is that like the way they end too. It's like every episode, like the title credits or something happening, like something that kind of leads into either a next story, kind of like plays on what happened that episode. But like, yeah, for the last episode, it was like, okay, holy shit, like,
they leave you sitting there
yeah, it's like,
in
fuck, did this
silence.
really happen?
Oh, you know what I forgot? I don't know if you know this, Cronus. If you might have, I brought it up, but the Orville is back.
I did, but I'm not caught up on
Yeah,
the show.
yeah, because it's only one episode so far. I think a new episode's also tonight at midnight West Coast time. But it's or for the rest of you who are listening to this later, debuts season 3 on Thursdays. So it's taken a different kind of tone. It feels more like Star Trek with not as much comedy. It feels like they're a little more serious, and they have a little tribute to Norm Macdonald, who sadly passed away. So because he's in the show. So there you
So
go.
there's actually another show I've been watching. Since you mentioned Hulu, there's a show on Hulu called Mister In Between, and it's kind of a comedy. It's like a it's a, it's about a guy who's kind of like a I don't know how to describe him yet because he's a father who has a daughter, right? And literally in the first episode, the guy's like walking down the street with his daughter, and they're eating ice cream, and this guy bumps into his daughter, and she drops her ice cream cone, and like they get into each other's face, blah blah. Like the guy's like, oh, the dad stepped down because his daughter's there, but he puts his daughter in the car. He's like, hold on, honey, I forgot to get a newspaper from the grocery store around the corner. He goes to the grocery store and he runs to the guys who bumped into his daughter, and he beats the shit out of him. I'm like, holy shit, like it's fucking ridiculous.
Wait,
And like
what
the
show
other
is
guy
this?
who it's called Mr. In Between, and it's an Australian show. I think it's Australia or
Oh, yeah, I heard about
the
this.
BK
Yeah.
or yeah, but like it's so funny because how like usually like there's two guys and like one guy like lead the other guy on, but once the main guy gets his ass kicked, the other guy just fucking start fucking bolting. But like this show, it's definitely it's a comedy, but it's kind of still fucking serious. Like there's like this guy's friend calls him up. It's like, hey man, my Russian bride is mad at me because she found my porn of 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 guys pissing on girls. Can you please come over here and say that this is your porn? It's like, are you fucking serious? And the guy comes over, he does it. He's like, yeah, I'm sorry, this is my porn. But like, it's clear that he's he's not like watching his reaction. You could tell, like, okay, this isn't his porn. Like, this is definitely another guy's porn. But it's like, it's just so fucking funny so far. I've watched 2 episodes so far, but like, there's there's another episode where the guy takes away like a unicorn that his dad gives to his daughter because their family is separated. And the guy's like, why don't you give my daughter back the fucking unicorn? He's like, no, 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 it's blah 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 this and that and that this and that. Next scene is he fucking throws a guy through a goddamn window, and it's like, yeah, I'm gonna go home right now or something. It's just fucking. The guy's like a gangster, like a mob hitman type of guy, but like he's kind of nice. It's just really funny. I definitely recommend people watch that show. But what's crazy is this show came out like in 2018, so
Hmm.
it's kind of old. I think there's three seasons so far, but yeah, definitely watch that. It's pretty fucking funny.
Cool.
It's on Hulu right now.
I'll check it out. Cool. All right.
All right.
And with that
Cool.
said, oh Ninja, it's fucking out of here.
All right. You just experienced Black and the Black Times Infinity. You can check us anywhere and everywhere you listen to your podcasts on any major platform. Just look for us with B the BTI. That's BTHANBTI. Or you can search Black and Black Times Medity, however you want to do it. You can reach us through email, btbti at gmail.com. We also have a Discord if you want to talk dank and not out in public, I guess. You can check out our official website, benheadproductions.com/BTBTI. And just remember, we go live every Wednesday night, Pacific time, 8:30 ish.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
We're out this bitch. Peace.
Yeah.
Oh, golden eggplants.
Booch.
Be on the lookout.
Wait, what?
The golden eggplants, because we're behind. Be on the lookout. It's coming soon, real soon.
Okay. Halfway through the year, golden eggplants.